Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome to Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, a game from Black Cats Gaming, right here on Sword and Key, where we are raising money for Lambda Legal. We have hit a number of our goals for Lambda Legal, but we are currently sitting at $315.69, nice, out of 400 for our current goal. When we hit that $400 goal, we will be doing a giveaway for a dragon, the miniature dragon, not an actual dragon, that Kayla will be painting on some upcoming painting streams. We're going to be doing a number of giveaways for that. So check that out once we hit that goal. It could be during this stream, it could be during a future one. It is not painted just yet, so it will arrive in at some sort of future time. But we will start that giveaway once we hit that $400. Otherwise, we do have a giveaway just for this game because Black Cats Gaming was very charitable in presenting us with some PDFs, some free PDFs for Cursed Captains of Cthulhu. So, if you would like to enter to win one of those PDFs to get a free version of this game, free digital version, we will start that giveaway around the halfway point. Once we come back from our halfway break, we will start that, and then we'll announce the winner at the very end. Congratulations to Ren for winning our first one, and looking forward to see who wins the next three, because we will do one every single game. This is, like I said, a Sword and Key game. You can find all of Sword and Key stuff at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. You can find all of our links to our Discord if you want to hang out with cool folks, talk about cool things, see applications when they come out first. Or if you would like to see our YouTube and watch previous episodes, or if you're watching this on YouTube and we want to check out our Twitch, all that stuff is there. We also have links to our affiliates. We have a number of fantastic affiliates with some great discount codes. Currently, our affiliates are Eldritch Foundry, which makes custom minis, and you can use code Sword and Key for 10% off your first purchase. We are also affiliates with Long Dog Dice. Wonderful Jen makes beautiful dice sets like these. These are the official Horizons Call dice. They are a gorgeous shade of blue with little hues of copper in them, little flecks of copper. And the D6 is super cool. It is optional. You can actually pre-order these currently yourself and get your own set. And you also have the option to get the Sword and Key logo on the D6, which is pretty neat. And then you can also get the Long Dog Dice logo, which is the little dachshund on the D20. Pretty fun stuff. We're also affiliates with Hit Point Press, the makers of Humblewood, and the Griffin Saddlebag books and the animated spell cards, all that stuff and more. And you can use our affiliate link if you're going to be purchasing from them. We also have all of our links for our charitable organizations. So if you do want to donate at any time throughout the week and don't want to come back to this stream to look up the link for donating to Lambda Legal, you can always go to our beacons. It's posted there, as well as links to Kayn Campaigns for Independence, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, as well as others in the future. But those are the main ones. There's also pallies to the games that we tried to tip our players and cast. So check out all of that. All that said, I am Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I am your GM for this game. I am the sword half of Sword and Key, and I am ever so lucky to be joined once again by this fantastic cast. I'm very excited to be back. So let's have these fantastic people go around and say more about themselves and maybe their characters. Abhishek, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek. I will be playing Kayn, our lovely little Riven, who seems to have found himself in a bit of a pickle, to say the least.
Yeah, a pickle. That's, yeah, it's accurate. I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure it encompasses the level of pickle you're in. I think you might be in the full pickle jar at this point. We'll find out. I'm also uncomfortable calling a monster a pickle jar at this point, but we'll address that later. That's something for my therapist. Next up, we have Dex.
I don't know where to go from here.
That's fair. I did not set you up very well to talk after that. I'm very sorry.
Hi, I'm Daxie, she, her pronouns, and tonight I'll be playing Lucy, who also uses she, her pronouns, and who is the captain of the TBD, aka the placeholder, aka ship with no name.
I really like the TBD. I'm a big fan of the TBD. It's a real. If I was to drive by like a marina and see a ship called the TBD, I would get a little chuckle out of it. So I really appreciate that. Next up, we have Val.
Hi, me. I still never know how to introduce myself or anything like that, but hi, I'm Val. Pronouns is she, they. I'm playing Araceli. Pronouns are they, them, the Windcaller. and they have 4 HP and a new curse. That's all you need to know about where they're at in life today.
4 HP and a new curse. That's hey, at least they're moving forward in life. That's stagnation is just boring. So
That is a change of some sort.
it
It
it,
could be
it really
permanent.
is. Silver linings, you know? Last but absolutely not least, we have Amaya.
Hi, I'm Amaya. I got a little bit of the sniffles, so if my voice sounds weird, I apologize. My pronouns are she, her, and I play Naomi the scoundrel, also she, her, who is witnessing the whole pickle jar.
Witnessing the whole pickle jar indeed. We can chalk up the sniffles to maybe like scurvy. I'm not sure if scurvy gives you the sniffles or not, but
Does
we'll,
now.
Yeah.
we'll get you some citrus and it'll be great.
Didn't we discuss last week? It's called the Cathurvy. So maybe
Cathurvy, that's
Cathurvy
right.
has
Cathurvy,
the
yeah.
sniffles.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cathurvy, and I think it was something else. Yeah.
Fun
The
fact
Cathurvy
about
got me.
Cthulhu and you know the way that Lovecraft you know, damn his name, absolute piece of shit, but the way that he wanted the mythos to be is that the actual proper pronunciation of Cthulhu is actually cuckoo, because it's supposed to be like this language that's meant for human mouths, and it's mostly supposed to be like these really deep prolonged breaths that a th sound would make, which doesn't really, it means nothing. But also the image of Cthulhu that we're very like familiar with, this tentacle faced dragon monster, isn't actually what Cthulhu looks like. Cthulhu looks different to every person because he's supposed to represent an amalgamation of your worst fears, very much like the, you know, concept of a dragon, where it has all these different pieces of things that humans find scary: fire breathing, and it's reptilian, and it can fly, it's got claws. Cthulhu is supposed to be that. It's supposed to be your brain trying to wrap around something that is so terrifying it just puzzle pieces together all the things that you find scary. So for Lovecraft, where he was terrified of octopuses and things in the ocean, he would have seen it as something that is octopoidal, but also bipedal and giant and all these other things. So, fun facts. We do have a recap before we jump back in. So, Dax, the floor is yours.
Sorry, I'm just having my brain is going to what on earth would Cthulhu look like for me, and I don't like the thought of that. All right, so last week, Saints preserve us. It was a normal day at the gallows, so since there were no jobs on the board and most of us had drunk ourselves into a stupor, I decided it was about time to make some fun. Convinced the bar to take part in a gamble, pitting my dear Naomi against a very drunk competitor. 'Twas absolutely glorious, I tell ya. Unfortunately, the fun was ended a bit early since the owner decided we were causing too much trouble. Not enough in my honest to God's opinion, but who asked me, right? Anyway, so we noticed that the Merciless was storming towards the shore, and though my brave crewmate Araceli tried to stop it, the sea was like, feck no, and she ran aground. Although not a soul to be found on our decks, believe it or not. So we're all brave pirates, my crew and I, and we scrambled aboard to look about. Now, Kayn, being the smart one, decided it was time to go and look at some of those glyphs and figure out what the feck was going on with those. Not really sure what the answer was there, as the rest of us were already too busy looking in the captain's quarters for some noises that we heard. Now, keep in mind, we did find one crew member in the captain's quarters, a woman named Georgie. Georgia had been cursed, and while I offered to give a merciless end, she ended up risking that to tell us the truth of what had happened. See, Georgie left us with a map. Aye, a map to the wreck of Captain Curtis Lark, who has a real heart of gold, bless me soul. Now, unfortunately, Araceli, their heart is too good sometimes. She took on that curse during an attempt to help poor Georgie. It wasn't intentional, mind you. Now we've got to figure out how to fix that whole mess. Naomi and Kayn snuck down to the lower decks to do more research while me and Araceli distracted the brethren court, who had come up to check things out. Now, you know, I've always respected that Anne Bonny, but talking to her sometimes is like having a disagreement with me ma. Now, I am sure Kayn and Naomi aren't getting into any trouble whatsoever below decks, but I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Wonderful job, Dex. Please enjoy your one additional reroll for that.
Good, I needed that.
Okay. So as we pick up then, Yes, we have our party a little split. We do have a Kayn, as well as I'm so sorry, Naomi, both in the hold. Meanwhile, we have Araceli and Lucy, both on the top deck. Araceli and Lucy have been distracting the Brethren Court, the high members of the Brethren Court, being Blackbeard, and you have Anne Bonny there, as well as a few others. This ship is marked with all of these mysterious eldritch sigils, protection sigils, as far as you've been able to tell. And so mystery abound. There's also these little flicks of mysterious metal that seem to gleam slightly green. And so, yes, you have split your party, two of you and two of you. So moving into the hold, Araceli and Lucy unaware of what the other two seeing, but to Kayn, to Naomi, you have gone to the crew deck. You have seen a light. You've descended the stairs, and there, towards the back of the hold, in this rather shortened, this cramped space, the ceiling low, having to not fully duck all the way down, but kind of dip your head just a little bit. You've seen someone seemingly holding a lantern, wearing some sort of cloak or shroud over them. And yes, as Kayn approached, that shroud was pulled back to reveal the twisted eldritch abomination face of a mangler, as we're calling them, an angler man, extending teeth, poking up from this jaw that has been twisted and mutated from what you can only assume was once a human form. Eyes that have parted off to the sides and blink asynchronously, and this lantern-like light that actually gives off a sort of greenish or bluish flame as you got closer to it, as it went to snatch your arm and then extend its jaws to reach, distending its mouth almost like a seagull, or a pelican rather, to wrap the jaws around Kayn's head. So, Naomi, a little bit far, about 20 feet back, this is what you see as Kayn went up to poke it, and was pulled in. So as the mangler has your arm, basically it has a webbed clawed hand wrapped about your wrist and is extending its jaws around your head. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
And you want all of us to roll, or just the two?
We can absolutely all roll on this. I don't think that Lucy and Araceli are aware of what's going on, but should they be made aware, this will be an easier way to incorporate them into the whole affair.
Is it a
Remind me?
roll or is it just our initiative scores?
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't we have initiative?
Yeah, we
Oh, that's
our
right. We do have
scores,
initiative
yeah.
scores. Yes, I appreciate that reminder. Yes. What are your initiative scores?
14.
12 for Kayn.
Also 12 for Araceli, yeah.
Okay.
I have 10.
I got him the fastest.
You're so speedy.
And so zoom.
Speedy.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can kind of decide later on, but for this, because Kayn is immediately in the combat here, I will have Kayn go first, and then Araceli will go next. If anything, we can kind of group Araceli and Lucy together, since they would be the last two in the order. And okay, the Mangler has a 16. So let's switch up the music just a little bit here. Where's my scary combat? There it is. Okay. Let's do... that's a pretty apt one. It's called Blood in the Water. That's a good one.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Ooh.
No, I love having a playlist that's just scary combat. Okay. So, as this mangler pulls you in, reeling you in a way, and wrapping its teeth around you, it is going to take an angler bite on you, Kayn. So, we are going to do our D6 rolls, and This will do should it hit, and this will be going after your evasion score because this is a melee attack.
Mm.
Turn this music a little bit here. It was going to do 2d6 plus 2 vicious damage, and if it causes damage, this creature might benefit from it. Is how we'll put that. So let's see. This is. It can't be right. Nope. Music digital. Give me one second. There we go. Okay. That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So this mangler is going to press its teeth into your skin. It is going to take hold over you, and it is going to do, let's say, 2d6 plus 2. You're going to take 8 points of vicious damage from this thing, as you feel the pressure around your face kind of pressing in, and you can smell the low tide like breath that this thing is emitting. That is all it is going to do on this turn. Um, we will go now to next in the order with Naomi. Naomi, about 20 feet away, you can see that Kayn has been pulled in and latched on top of as this thing has, like, again, pelican-like with this kind of gullet on the bottom of it. You can see that Kayn's head is like fully wrapped around, and the one of the eyes looks up at you with the other one focused down on him, and this now like bluish green light is kind of dangling behind pendulum-like in between you and Kayn.
Ah! And she already had her knife out when things were getting spooky, and I think she's gonna do like a run and slide up at this thing and just start stabbing.
Okay, go for it.
Hopefully I get. Okay, good. I do get a reroll. Thank God. I can do math. 17?
A 17 absolutely does hit, yes.
Awesome. That will be 4 slicing damage.
Okay. Uh, Great. So when you slice into this thing, where are you slicing? Are you going for like main body? Are you reaching around Kayn? Are you going for the lantern? What does this kind of look like?
Is it really grotesque to say eyes?
No. I think we can use our safety cards if there's any discomfort that we don't have to necessarily describe it. But yes, as one of them is looking at you, yeah, we can say that you go for that, and it bulks a little bit. You can see that it lets out this like gurgling kind of scream, but does not unlatch itself from Kane's noggin. Okay, cool. Next up, let's see. Um, Naomi, I will need a courage save from you. So this will be a number 17 is what you're trying to hit. Your target number is 17.
What do you add to courage saves?
Your courage, let's see. So you have a courage of 26. Let's double check that because I think this is one of our first saves.
Yeah. I do not have a courage of 26. I wish.
I was gonna say, who has that high of a courage? Not me.
I was about to say, I think, yeah, because mine's like 17 right now.
Mine's definitely not.
Those are all. Okay, those are effects. Let's just look up saves. Saves and passive checks. There we go. Okay, so usually the need for a save will be listed. There's specific hazard, blah, 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 target number. Saves are best used when character. You can also ask players to make passive checks. Okay, where are. You don't say how to do that. let's hold off on this because this does not describe it super well. Usually have the need for a save. Okay. Best use. You can also ask players to make passive checks. Let's see if there's something else that. Okay, here's saves in combat. Saves are another roll. So you're gonna roll 46. Use your nudges or rerolls if you have them, and then you will add your characteristic score to that. So do you have a courage score?
Like I have I have 14 courage,
Okay.
but I assume I'm not adding 14. That'd be kind of crazy.
It is a high roll. Like this is a rather difficult roll, so I'm not going to say that that's not how we're going to do it. Let's do that for now, and if we
Okay.
need to change it, um, save rolls work exactly the same way as characteristic checks, with the player adding their characteristic score and bonus modifiers together, rolling 4d6, then nudging or re-rolling the target number and characteristic to use will either be listed in the attack, trap, or special roll. Okay. Saves are separated from characteristic checks as they are usually more passive. They are reactions to events rather than attempts. Yeah, I mean, this seems like you would use that score. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go with that until I can figure out otherwise.
14 plus 14, 28.
28. Great, because the target number you were trying to hit was let's see, it was a 17. So, yeah. Well, maybe it should be passive. I don't know. We'll say you succeeded on this. The lantern, as you go to stab, almost catches your eyes, hypnotic-like, but you're able to not be fully entranced by that at this point. Although the hypnotic gaze of this thing seems to be trying to pull you in, and the room seems to tighten ever more around you. Not literally, but just kind of visually.
Gotcha.
Okay. Next up, we have Kayn.
Okay. And just double checking, I took like 8 damage from the bite attack. The main did
Yes.
me, right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Well, still dealing with the fact that I'm being actively consumed by this thing. Question mark. I'm going to activate a spell. So I'm going to use the spell Tentacle Web.
Okay.
Yeah. It is a harness spell, a casting number of 11. So roll that, and I think thanks to some of my abilities, I get a couple rerolls, I believe. Double check it. I gain a die without having to spend a courage point for when casting any harness spell, and because of knowledge of profane, and I get an automatic reroll when casting a harness spell because of focused harnessing. So. $14, but I think I'm gonna use one of my rerolls to. I got a 1 on one of my die, so.
Okay.
Return to the 2. All right, you know what? So 15.
Okay. So this is a physical attack that you're doing?
Yeah, yes. Let me double check the spell description.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of is a physical attack. It's the spell description essentially says you make a sudden and vicious move like the backhand slap to the target. Extending from your arm is a gout of green energy, flickering and twisting as it reaches towards the target before latching on and whipping them backwards and forwards, leaving trails of viscous green slime with each hit. So the target would take 2d6 of vicious damage from this.
Okay, great. Yeah, go for it. What's your damage?
All right. 5 and a 6.
Okay, so 11 points. All right.
And then one final thing, they have to make a TN 14 bronze save or take an additional 5 corruption damage.
Okay. Let's see what the bronze going to be.
I just love that it's like, you think you're the Eldritch Horror? Nah, here comes some tentacles.
I think he'll actively like speak in deep one, like as he's like doing this sort of like quote unquote spellcast, but he's also just shit talking this thing at the same time.
This thing is kind of lanky, like almost emaciated looking in certain parts. The head is very large for what the rest of this frame is very slim. But it only has a 3 bronze, so in total, that's only an 11.
He takes an additional 5 corruption damage then, so I think that's 16 total damage, I want to say.
That's,
Oh
yeah,
God.
pretty
Kane's
hefty.
built
Okay.
he's built for combat. Not much else, but he's built for combat.
Impressive.
What I will say is at this point, this thing does unlatch from you, and as it does, its head kind of whips around. It is going to use one of its special attacks at this point. The head whips, the lantern whips with it, and it ignites in a way. Again, it's already been giving off sort of this bioluminescent flame, really, but that almost explodes with the two of you in between. So this thing is going to attempt to do some burning damage to the two of you. So this is going to be. Let's see, it's an 18 to both of your evasions.
Yeah, that beats it.
That beats
Okay.
it.
Okay. So you're both going to take 4 burning damage and 3 courage damage. And you will watch as parts of this ship, kind of in between you, also begin to ignite. There's canvas down here. There's extra sails. There's barrels of things. There's like this line of flame that now splits the space between the two of you as this creature kind of lunges back and staggers itself a little bit. It's got, this wound to its eye. It's got blood dripping down its jaws and has taken some pretty serious damage from the spell that Kayn cast. So it lunges back a little bit and kind of takes this kind of really shaky stance, but looks pretty rough. However, the area around you now illuminated even more by this bluish green flame that is slowly consuming this part of the ship that you're in.
Yeah.
With that,
This was a stealth mission.
No, it's
It
not.
was.
Absolutely
What?
not. Yeah.
How much burning damage did you say that was?
4.
4.
Cool. Kane's on 1 health.
Okay. Next up, Araceli. Everything's fine.
I think it's safe to say I heard that, right?
I think you at this point, like, you're starting to smell like burning wood for some reason, and you did hear like this kind of pop sound that came from below. As like you got 2 levels beneath you. It was kind of like a little small explosion, but you're like, somebody cooking fish.
I think I'm gonna look at Lucy and be like, we should run now. Like, we need to, that's probably them getting into trouble, and just run with my little 4 HP towards the problem.
Okay. I will say that with your turn, with your movement, you would be able to get to the end of the ship, run down. It would probably take you all of your turn to get to the hold of the ship at the bottom of the stairs, and look now to where there is an Eldritch Horror, a Mangler at the far end. There's Kayn, who looks like pretty seriously hurt, and just fire everywhere.
I think I'm just gonna yell, what did you do?
Everything's fine. We're handling it.
I'm sure.
Lucy, Araceli has gone running off. What would you like to do?
I'm going to quickly check that the Brethren Court is still very much involved in what they were doing, and then I am going to very much chase after Araceli, because I think that they have made a great suggestion, and we definitely don't want Naomi or Kayn to be we need to get off this island. We don't need to be taken prisoner by the Brethren Court for like getting into
Sure.
trouble. So
Okay. Yeah, the Brethren Court had closed the door after your dressing down. They and Bonnie had closed the door behind them. Nobody seems to have noticed the at least they haven't opened the door if they have noticed the pop or burning smell. So you also run all the way down and see the scene as described. So at the bottom of the stairs, you and Araceli standing side by side. We get back to top of the order with the Mangler. Um,
Oh, wait,
okay.
was I able to do like spells or anything?
I think the way that because of how far it was, I think using all of your movement would if you would like to use like half your movement and get there, and if you had another spell that could maybe target this thing from afar, you're welcome to do that.
Well, I have a healing spell.
Okay.
Actually, could I try to?
Is it based on sight? Or you
It's
could heal
healing-
yourself.
It's healing balm. It's you blow into your hands as if to warm them, and then motion to your ally. So I can't heal myself with it.
Okay.
Or I would have. Not gonna lie. Blue and white energy flows down your arms towards the target and over their wounds. And you may cast this on a single living friendly target within medium range.
Okay. It would take you all of your movement just to get within medium range.
Okay. Well, sorry. I tried. You have 1 HP. Good luck.
R.I.P.
Okay. With all of you down there, Mangler's turn. I really would like to figure out how this thing works because I am going to have it use its hypnotic light one more time since there's all of you there. So let's see
Hey,
if
Jared.
there is.
That's the thing that needs the courage test?
It does, yeah.
I was posting in our chat, and I think I found it in the book.
Great.
That it looks like at the very least it says courage target numbers for crew surrendering. So I would imagine it's very similar in combat. Is that
Yeah.
you take the crew courage equals or beats the target number they fight on. If it is lower than the target number, they would surrender, and that's for if they're surrendering. But everything in all the spells that are listed that talk about courage tests
Mhm.
seem to indicate that basically if your courage is less than the target number, you fail. And if it causes courage damage, then we would reduce our courage by the amount of courage damage.
Fair enough. Okay.
And if the creators of this game are telling me that I'm wrong, like, please, we are welcome to hear.
Yes,
that we are
James,
wrong.
if you would like to correct me, please do. I'd love to have another chat with you. You were great. Okay, well, then this is a 17 courage save. Does anybody have a 17 or higher courage save?
I don't.
Okay.
James, right?
I have a 10.
I would have if my courage wasn't reduced.
Oh
So
no! So
my max courage is currently 17, but right now it's at 14
okay.
because of the courage damage from earlier.
So close.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, cool. So the way that this works is that you all are hypnotized. The room seems to close in around you. All of the light seems minimized in a way. It's very like pinhole sort of, or even fisheye view of the world around you. Everything very distorted. And so if failed, the character must spend the first action of their next turn moving in a direction decided by the Angler Man. For Naomi, for Kayn, that is to move closer to the Angler Man. For Araceli and for Lucy, that is to go back up the stairs. So that is its special ability, and then it is going to use its Angler Bite, but it is going to hold that until Naomi can get a little bit closer, as it is taking a little bit of damage from her. So with that, Naomi, it is your turn.
So I have to move towards it, but otherwise I can still attack.
Yes, it just says you have to use the first action of your next turn moving in a direction decided by the Angler Man. So once you move closer, it is going to take a bite at you. You are welcome to attack in return.
Yes, I will. Same knife attack as before, but now going for the hypnotic little light thing going on over there. That also burned me.
Yeah.
I like it.
It is going to bite forward and try to latch into your shoulder. So that is going to be a 16 against your evasion.
Yep.
Okay. So That damage is the 2d6 plus 2.
2 to 6
So,
plus 2.
so that is 10 points of vicious damage to you. And you'll watch as this thing seems to, like, some of the wounds on it start to seal up a little bit, as it seems to be revitalized by whatever it is consuming from you, blood or otherwise. This thing seems to be benefiting from attacks to you.
Cool.
Still
Naomi
looking
is
pretty
down.
rough. Okay. All right. Naomi goes down. Then in that case, would you like to take this thing out on your way out?
Yeah.
Go for it. We could say this is self-assured mutual destruction.
Yeah. She would do that willingly for sure. Oh, I rolled good. That's like a 24 or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it's just another 4 damage.
Okay. This thing had 4 health left. So, Naomi, as this thing latches around your shoulder and seems to almost vampiric, like, absorb life force out of you, where does your knife go into this thing?
If it's latching into her shoulder, it's just, and if she partially stabs herself in the process, it is what it is.
Okay. The eyes of this thing, the eye rolls back, and the lantern light dims, fades. The fire around you still spreading, but Naomi, this thing basically slurps off of you, its teeth detaching. You crumple to the ground. You fall to the ground, have an evasion score of 12 regardless of any other modifiers. You cannot gain any modifiers to evasion unless specifically stated. You cannot move, attack, or take any actions. You may speak haltingly, but only in very short bursts, and only communicate simple ideas or warnings to others within short range. And all checks and saving throws the character must make are done using only their characteristic and 1d6, not 4d6. So, you are currently close to death. You are all essentially out of combat at this point. There does not seem to be any other immediate threat besides the growing fire around you. What would you all like to do?
Can I heal? Can I do a heal now?
Yeah.
Let's see. That's how does this work?
So you were doing healing balm, was that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's a lot of use of the word balm in this book. I just do like find word, and it's like, wow, 4 uses the word balm. You don't find that a lot. There we go. Okay, so your casting number is 8. We described this before. So that is a good question, and I should have remembered that. So you can cast this target on a living creature, friendly target within medium range. Go ahead and roll your 1d6 health points to see what Naomi gets back. But I believe you should be just fine with casting this.
5.
Okay, so 5 hit points back to Naomi then. Great. So then, with the fire spreading all around, what would you all like to do now?
Drag my crew.
Run.
Run, flee.
Run.
Yeah.
Is there anything valuable in the area?
No, you had your moment. It didn't go well for you.
Nothing that's not burning.
Okay.
Nothing that's not burning. So just let's go. That's
Araceli's
really
just shoving Naomi up the stairs. Like, no.
But okay.
death by
Sure.
burning is not the
If
way I
you're
would
sure.
like to go out. Thank you.
Yeah, slightly singed under your clothing, Naomi stumbling to her feet and making for the stairs. You all are able to rush quickly up those steps, the fire spreading ever faster now that we're out of combat, kind of licking at your heels and seemingly consuming the ship a lot faster than you would expect. A lot of ships are kind of, well, they are wood, they're in water, they have a level of moisture to them, but this one seems to be, whether it's the materials it's carrying, whether it's the material it's made of, or something else, seems to be quickly being consumed by this fire with nothing really stopping it. And so, as you make it to the poop deck, what would you all like to do at that point? Are you going to warn the Brethren Court, or are you just jumping overboard onto the sand?
I think that I would kind of like, not like forcefully, but like shove my crew like off the ship and like do a quick gesture like a shoo. Take a deep breath, open the door where the Brethren Court are having this secret meeting and just go, ship's burning down, you might want to get a move on. And then like just turn and leave.
They just you don't really see this as you turn to leave. It's just wanted you to know. They turn to each
Exactly
other
the
and quickly
attitude, too.
scramble for the door. Yeah, absolutely. You have a couple of them trying to fight their way out of the door first, and Bonnie just kicks one of them in the butt, shoves them through, and they quickly make it for the step ladder and make it down right as the fire is now consuming the floorboards the deck itself, breaking down. Again, the ship is almost collapsing in and on itself, with the mast having already broken, with the sails kind of lying hither and none. They are quickly going up with the smoke, this black acrid smoke being cast into the air. It's still raining quite heavily, but the rain does not seem to be dissuading this fire in any significant way. And as you all stand on the sand of this beached ship that becomes further and further engulfed in flame, lolling to its side, rolling almost, and then just before long, just you see the cinders casting all the way about. You stand there with the Brethren Court as they just kind of look very slowly over to you.
I am not making eye contact. I've got my hands on my hips. And I think all I do is I lift up my captain's hat to reveal that there's a little black furball kitten that's been hiding there this whole time. And I plop it onto my shoulder, put the hat back on, look at the kitten, look at the crew, and go, all right, we've got a destination and a mission, so let's hit the sea, shall we? Right, everybody ready? Let's go. And I'm just going to completely pretend that the Brethren Court is not looking at me.
Araceli just winks at them as they follow. Like, specifically Aunt Bonnie, like, sup, bye.
Blackbeard puts his fingers to the bridge of his nose, and he looks to Anne Bonny and he goes, "This is your fault. This is 100% your fault. This is because you don't run a clean." And she's like, "Oh, this is my fault, is it? Is it? Well, who are you to tell me what to do? Are you my dad? No, you're not. I don't even know who my dad is. So you might be." And then all of a sudden, just the Brethren Quarter, all of each other's throats as you are walking off in the sand towards presumably your ship. Okay. Great. So, let's cut over then to the TBD. Your ship is, how would you like to describe your ship? Would you like to describe like sail color, what kind of wood it's made of, what kind of crew you all have? This is absolutely your part of it. So what are we talking about when we talk about the TBD?
What an
Anybody got
excellent
any
question.
ideas?
No.
Because
don't know
I
anything
have an
about
idea,
boats.
but you're not going to like it.
We couldn't
Oh,
even
boy.
decide on a name.
We really couldn't, no.
What do you
Yes,
think
this
we're gonna be say
This is
here?
the horror part of the horror game. You all thought it was monsters. It's actually indecisiveness.
It really is.
Designing a ship.
Well, I'm fellow players, please feel free to be like, no, Dax, you get no more say the rest of this campaign after what I'm about to say. So, you know how in Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Captain Jack Sparrow shows up on this tiny little dinky, like schooner type ship, right? Hi, Cinna. Perfect timing. By the way, if anybody does hear the cat on stream, I will donate $1 for every Cinna scream that we hear through stream. And anybody in chat, if you would like to match those donations, feel free. Hello, kitty bit. So here she comes. Can I help you? So like bigger than that, but I don't feel like much bigger. We're not talking like British Armada ships.
Right. You do have a
Yeah.
schooner.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
it's
don't know
it's
how
a
big that
3-mast.
actually is. So
That's
3-mast?
more like a little bit smaller than the Black Pearl. It's a decent sized ship where you're not talking a gunboat. You don't just have like a handful of people on there. You do have a crew of like 15 maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
it can definitely have more than that, but you all are kind of newer to this. So
So
yeah,
then I guess my question is,
yeah.
what are Araceli, Naomi, and Kane's favorite colors?
I mean, kind of speaks for itself.
Okay.
Blue?
For Naomi, it's green and gold.
Okay.
Is
So
it blue
then
and
I
green?
imagine
So
I
that
imagine
works.
these sails are black with like the skull and crossbones that is this weird tie-dye color, like it got lost in in the dyer's to be done list kind of thing, mix up like the greens and the blues and the gold, and
Such a
it's
mess.
not
I'm
pretty. It
obsessed.
looks
It's so
pretty
good.
shoddy work, but
I was gonna say, like, how seriously do you think that other pirates take you when you come into port?
not at all.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I mean, a
we're
little
such
bit.
losers.
There's like, oh, the
I did say
nameless
you
ship
could
with the
veto it
really
if
ugly
you
sails.
when we make our first like big treasure pull, we'll get really cool looking ones when we upgrade the ship. But for now,
Oh, for
like,
sure,
this is,
for
yeah,
sure.
this is it.
Okay. All right. Well, having made it to your ship, the rain continues to patter down, but you do have a map. So, how would you like to prepare? We can say that your ship has been essentially sitting in port, ready to go. All of your sailors, all of your crewmates are, eager to get aboard and do something else. But what does this look like as you pretend or prepare to weigh anchor?
Pretend.
When you pretend prepare, we're all pretending.
I don't know if it is important at all, but when we were in the captain's
Being called out right now.
quarters of the ship that is now on fire, Naomi did take a compass and the captain's log. And she gives the
Mhm.
captain's log to Lucy. Don't care about that. But she'll also take a second to examine the compass if there's anything unique or fun about it, or if it's just a cool compass.
Okay. So you have a map, you have a captain's log, you do have a compass. We can say you would have reasonably have anything that your ship would typically need: navigators, tools, and spy glasses, anything like that. So, um, what is ever? I know we kind of talked about this a little bit in chat, but just for the stream, what are all of your jobs aboard the ship? Do you have responsibilities, or are you just kind of like, I'll tie a knot here and there, but that's not my deal.
We're learning.
Yeah.
We kind of switch around and see what fits who and where. I think Araceli right now is definitely not interested in doing anything. They get on board and they're just obsessing over their hand and they don't care.
I think I take my job as captain very seriously because I know very well what can happen when a crew is not happy with their captain. So I think for self-preservation's sake, I get on board and I'm calling like a hub 2, calling everyone to their stations. I'm assessing what everybody's doing, making sure that the ropes are in good order because you need lots of good rope, and stuff. And I totally know what else happens on a ship before voyage. So like I'm doing all that, trying to seem like I'm more tough, but I think Araceli, Naomi, and Kayn probably know I'm not as tough as I like to appear to the rest of the crew. So it's definitely more of a show of boisterousness and like I'll make you walk the plank kind of thing if you don't do what you're supposed to do kind of deal.
A little bit of fear, a little bit of respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
All very healthy. Great. Okay. I know some of you are in need of rest as well. This would be the time to do that. So the way that resting works is that a quick rest typically takes 1 hour, can be taken in a semi-safe area on shore or aboard a ship. Taking a quick rest allows characters to regain some health and courage. Characters regain their brawn value plus 1d6 worth of health points and their harness value plus 1d3 of courage points. In addition, all weapons are reloaded, and characters can recharge any skills or change any spells that they have. Characters can take a maximum of 4 quick rests in a 24-hour period. However, you also have the potential to take 8 hours of rest, which will essentially refill everything. There's no that is the different, like, short rest versus long rest. Presumably you all would take long rests. It just requires that you sleep for 4 hours, and at that point, everything's reloaded. You can change out your spells, you can recharge any skills, and you regain all of your other points. So, with the map presented to you, what I will describe is that the island that you are all on here on Nassau, and we'll use a real life world map and then just kind of insert some chthonic stuff into it. But Nassau is right along the edge of the Devil's Triangle, the Bermuda Triangle is kind of what we're talking about here, because Nassau is where the Brethren Court kind of occupies, and the island looks very different than what the island in this game looks like. But there was also weird, like, ocean stuff that would have caused more or less land. However, what you're looking at, and the Devil's Triangle extends from Bermuda to Puerto Rico to Miami. That's the triangle itself. This island seems to reside pretty centrally in the triangle itself, and on the map you can see, like, the triangle is drawn out and it has a number of. It doesn't look like a contemporary map for the era that you're in. It almost looks medieval in a way, and it is also in Spanish, which is something that I wanted to particularly note. So you can see that, the compass rose is there in the bottom corner. You can see that there are sea serpents and sea monsters that are kind of dotting the map as well. But the island has been hand-drawn as kind of this, like, X inside of a circle. And the name that has been attributed to it, along with what appears to be the image of a skull, but the skull has an X in the forehead of it, and the island's name, as it is written on the map, is Isla de los Malditos. So I've never learned Spanish, so I hope that wasn't butchered, but. I'll put that in our chat there. So that is what is written on the map itself, and there's kind of a few other, like, additional notes in the margin. Is Lucy fluent in Spanish?
So, I wrote down that Lucy does speak Spanish, but
okay.
I feel it is more like Mouth in Goonies type Spanish, where, like, every once in a while there is a word that she doesn't quite remember what the translation is, so she's kind of piecing it together. But for the most part, could figure it out. Yeah.
Island, then, she would be able to realize, is the Island of the Damned. And the notes around it says cannot be found except by those who already know where it is, those who are marked by the black spot. It pulls you home. You can never leave. Things like that. But also it does note, the Heart of Gold, which I'm going to use Google Translate for because I don't know what that is. So that is all that you see on the map as you're looking at it right now. How would you all like to proceed from here?
Am I looking at this map? Is Araceli seeing this map?
I guess it was presented to Lucy.
Yeah. I'm not keeping it secret. I probably have it open. So, I mean,
laid out on the table in the captain's quarters. Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious because, like, Araceli speaks Spanish, fluent in Spanish.
Yeah.
I'm
the
not
Corazon de
great,
Oro.
But, I'm not as fluent as Araceli, but we'll pretend.
I mean, that's all we're doing at this table.
That's all we're doing. Yeah. Trust me, I barely know any other languages. And so I'm just using Google Translate sometimes to make things sound fancy to my brain, where other people would just be like, yes, those are normal words. So that's my bullshit. But anyway, yes, that is what you see listed on the map. You can see that this is old enough that it does have, like, Port Royal is still on the map, which did sync somewhat recently. You can see that the shape of Nassau is different. So this map has had additional things made to it. You can see that Port Royal has like a little note above it, like "not here anymore," is what, and a little X, kind of a little red X on it. There's a few other markings on it, but I think that's the one that hits you the most. And Araceli, as you're looking at this map, uh, go ahead and give me a, let's see, let's call that an abjure roll.
Or I love an abjure roll. I'm great at abjure.
We could call it abjure, or because you have magic, we call it abjure, or we could call it brawn. I'm not sure which one you'd necessarily want to use
Oh,
more.
give me brawn.
Okay.
That's 2 6s, a 5, and a 4. Plus
That's
3.
pretty good. Okay, so 2 6s, so 17, 21, 24. Pretty good. You feel where the wound is in your hand. You can feel it spread. It aches just a little bit, like your hand almost has a rigor for just a moment where it locks up, but you don't get any damage from that. But you can see that the blackened veins that are extending down your arm extend just a little bit further.
Cool. Wow. I guess.
Did you say that out loud in character?
Yes. Just like,
It's like a moving tattoo. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
well, that kills you, maybe. Then that she's muttering, they're muttering other shit in Spanish, like they're swearing in Spanish, just like, okay.
All right, what's all the swearing about?
I don't know
Well,
a lot
I
of
don't know.
words, but I know those ones.
And come now, swearing doesn't become you.
Well, thank you. That's really nice. But also, I'm dying. So,
We're all dying. Slowly.
this is a little bit of a more of a rapid pace. I'm concerned about that.
I mean, it really depends on how rapid.
Yeah, maybe
Is
it's,
there-
maybe it's exactly when you would have died out. Maybe it's like another several decades.
What sort of nihilistic optimism is this? Like,
Just say.
She's like smiling the whole time.
we all have our different timetables. You know how it is.
And you get a sick moving tattoo to go with it.
Araceli's like almost convinced by this. Like, yeah, maybe it's fine. And then they're like, you know what? No. What are you? No.
Jealous.
And I think Araceli's just gonna be like, well, this might. I mean, based on what the map says, this might lead us there. Maybe.
So another good thing to come out of it. Hey.
So, what you thinking? Do you gotta hold your hand out and kind of just push forward, or what?
Araceli just kind of waves it in the air, like.
Do you get any weird feelings depending on where you place it?
Do I feel anything as I'm awkwardly waving around like a grandma trying to get a cell service with like an old Nokia brick phone? You know, like that.
Let's call this another roll, just to, because you were successful in like resisting whatever sort of like harm that this thing, like when you're looking at this map, you get this feeling that like knowing more is not a good thing. That making these connections, yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's not make it another roll. You had a 24 then, and that's pretty great. What I will say is you definitely get the feeling that like this thing is trying to pull you closer. You get the feeling that like when you look at the map, it's like looking at home in a way. That you know that you'd be fine if you were there. There's something in the back of your mind just whispering like, why are you staying here? What even exists for you here anymore? This place is the place that has peace. This is the place that will give you respite and healing. Why would you ever want to leave? Why have you left in the first place?
Like cursed FOMO. What
Yeah. So FOMO, yeah.
Yeah, regular FOMO.
weird FOMO? Yeah. Yeah. So do I sense like if I put my hand over the map, will it kind of just tell me where to go?
I mean, you do have a heading. It is marked on the map
That's
pretty
right.
clearly.
Just
So
kidding.
yeah, you do get the feeling that like as you get closer to it, as like the hand goes to, it feels warm, and it's, you know, you're looking, you can't exactly see it as you're putting your hand down at it, but if you could, Actually, what I'll say is there's a little bit of green light that kind of emanates from the palm of your hand that kind of creates this halo around the island itself.
Glowing
Little
tattoo.
ring light. Yeah, little ring light tattoo. Do your makeup.
Hey. Well,
I don't know, I'd appreciate it. It'd be good for me, obviously.
You don't
but,
appreciate
know.
it like Kayn would. This would be his shit.
I would. I mean, I have to use sunlight for mine. It's not great. Clouds and all that.
I don't think I can transfer this, but I don't really want to
I
find
mean,
out. If
high
I can.
five. Maybe you can.
I'm not testing that with you.
I don't mind. I already nearly died today anyway. What else have I
pretty
got
much
to
did.
lose? Yeah, that's true.
Araceli looks
But
at both of them.
I mean, I had to rescue Kayn, so whatever.
and then
it
I
took.
healed
I
you.
appreciate it, by the way.
Hmm.
Neither of you are getting a high five from me right now.
God, it's like listening to a bunch of kids in college. Like, oh, I won't catch mono, I swear. That's what it feels like right now.
It's just high five. What's the worst
Yeah.
that could happen?
You can't get it that way.
Yeah, I don't think you want to mess with this. I mean, I could try to heal it. I think I want to try that again. I'm not healing it anymore. That didn't go well for me last time.
I mean, if it's our guide to the island,
Yeah.
maybe you don't want to heal it yet. Maybe later.
Maybe there's
Just hold on
something
to
on
it.
the island that can get rid of it, or maybe the island's really nice and I just never leave. Oh, that's a weird thought. Anyway, we should go. That's a scary little intrusive thought I just had.
I mean, maybe you're right. I'm not a good person to get input on this.
No, neither am I, but I do agree we should leave before the Brethren Court inevitably catches up with us and grows us.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't notice I'm cursed. We should go before they
Yeah.
figure that out.
I'll just nod,
Sure.
and then I'll head to the helmsman, and I won't tell them where we're going. I'll just give the heading.
So the helmsman tips back his tricorn hat and he goes, "So, just east."
Aye. You got a problem with that?
I most certainly do not. Ma'am, I can't remember how you like to be addressed. Captain feels safer.
The little black furball on my shoulder just goes,
And to you, Captain Cat. What's your what's your process name?
Oh no.
Are we good?
We couldn't decide a ship name. Now we don't have.
no, I have the name for the kitten.
Okay.
I just-
I was like, we don't have.
I think Dax is a little thrown by what is a very common use of the term puss for a cat. It is called Puss in Boots. As if it's good enough for a Shrek movie. I understand the connotation otherwise. I was trying to think like a pirate would not say
You're
cat.
fine. You're
Yeah,
fine.
no, I understand where you're coming from. I was there too. I'm sorry.
I was there too.
We were both in that room and we just
I
That's
think
the name, Puss.
the helmsman addresses the poor little kitten, and I just look and go, you know damn well his name is Peg. Now set the course and let's get moving. We're on a schedule.
how could I have forgotten Peg the cat? Right then. Peg the puss. Went to a children's bookstore near you.
There's
Okay.
something distinctly wrong about that phrasing.
There's a lot. There's quite a lot. But we're going to be adults, and we're going to absolutely address it because we're adults.
Are we though? Are we?
I think okay. We don't need to address how old all of us are on stream. We can do that when
No,
we're
we don't
off
need to
stream.
do that.
Okay. The helmsman makes his calls. The ship begins to mobilize. All of your crew going to their stations, reefing sails and tightening ropes, and the sails are unfurled and catch this enormous wind that seems to be whipping all about you with the storm around. your ship pulls out from the harbor, pulls away from the dock. The ropes are all loosed. And for those of you that might be standing on the quarterdeck, you might look out towards the shore to see the Brethren Court marching towards your ship, shouting some unintelligible thing, rather seemingly angrily, as Blackbeard is again just pressing his fingers to the bridge of his nose, and Bonnie just looks down, shaking her head, and you have Black Sam Bellamy, who is just like shaking his fist at you. But you depart from port all the same, and as you make towards these choppy greenish seas, the storm coursing all around you, a heading seemingly known to you all, not really known to your crew, but east seems to be the pathway, or longitude and latitude provided to this mysterious island that is supposedly very hard to find. What would you all like to do aboard the ship?
I think Araceli's kind of in their element on a ship that's got like a good wind on in it, and like because they're a Windcaller, this is where they like to be. This is their comfort zone. So they're kind of brooding, very fun at the front. What's the front of a ship called again? I don't know anything about ships. Thank you.
About the ship.
And they're just kind of like feet dangling, just kind of enjoying the wind and brooding about their cursed spot on their hands. This should be what Kayn does, but we've stolen the edgy vibe for a second. Sorry.
Everybody can brood.
Yeah, we're just brooding.
That's
a little,
fine.
a little as a treat. And I think they're thinking of a lot of the stories that their mom told them as a kid of like all these pirate adventures and stuff like that before she went and did her piratey thing and then never came back. So
Wow, we got real deep lore there.
a little bit, you know.
Okay.
Brooding.
A little bit of brooding, and a little bit of trauma, I think, to tack onto that. What about Naomi? What would Naomi be doing aboard?
Naomi's kind of go-to spot is the crow's nest. That's where she is most of the time. She has very much made it her own. I think there's like, it looks like, probably to anyone else, like the inside of a kid's playpen. Like when you go in, there's like paint all over the walls of like a horrible little doodles and stuff, and like just trinkets and stuff. And she's made it her little area, her little nest. But she is a genuinely good lookout, so it's allowed. And so she's hanging out in there, and she has brought up with her just the oldest, fattest, grumpiest possum that has, like, I think began as like an infestation on the ship, but then Naomi like had claimed that like no, this one's my pet. This thing is not domesticated and regularly bites people. And so she has grabbed him, and he's like, as she climbs up into the crow's nest, and he's hanging out with her up there. And she has named him Guppy.
I'm sorry, one more time? What was the name? Guppy? Okay, fantastic. I heard Dumpy, so I'm glad I clarified.
I love Guppy with my whole heart now.
Yeah, he's
All
just
right.
like, you know, the angry possum face, like the angry slits all the time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Adorable.
She like, I love she like treats him the same.
Yes.
Yeah, I have one next to me as well.
Please be
I
gentle.
don't know
I am
why.
baby.
I don't know why I had that, but it's perfect. Amazing.
Yeah, she treats
We
him
are
the
ready.
same way that Lucy would treat her little kitten, even though this thing is like rabid.
Okay.
Amazing.
Anybody else have animals they'd like to announce? No? Okay. All right.
No.
Just getting progressively more feral. If somebody wants just like a pet shark they keep on a leash, we can talk.
Can I do that? Hold on.
Jeff?
I was gonna say Jeff.
Jeff!
Jeffrey, little Jeffrey. I have little Jeffrey. He's my little fidget. He's great. I just find myself like putting this puppet on from time to time and just idly oh, he's so great. Oh, he's covered in cat hair. What is that?
But we were referencing Marvel's Jeff, the baby land shark, who I have.
That's
Yes.
what I was referencing, yeah.
Yes,
I love him.
Jeff-
He's a charm with him.
I accidentally referenced Jeff without like knowing I was doing that. But little Jeffrey is our Horizons Call little wereshark homunculus, mechanical homunculus that belongs to our artificer. And so Kayla, which special thank you to Kayla for producing this episode right now. You can't really see her, but she's doing a great job. Kayla got me this great puppet to do little Jeffrey. So he's just there. He's just here to hang out. He's living his best life. It's okay. it's what you do. Okay. So with a possum in the crow's nest, feels like country lyrics for some reason. Kayn, what would you be up to? Brooding already being done. So the brooding
brooding.
is
Yeah, I can't double dip on the brooding, so
yeah, that job is handled.
Brooding, thriving.
yeah.
Pick
It's
another
normally
one.
I guess Kayn can make himself helpful on the ship, just do like miscellaneous tasks and whatever.
actually work.
Yeah, someone's got to now that everyone else is doing other stuff.
I love the energy. Like, listen, I was going to fuck off, but since everybody else is fucking off, I can't anymore, and that's on all
Yeah.
of you.
That is exactly his energy, and it's like that literally. Like, how dare you take away my time to just be by myself and just brood? Fine, I'll work, but I'm not gonna like it.
Great. Kayn, just for the hell of it, why don't you go ahead and roll me a brawn roll?
Prawn
Just
roll,
for the
okay.
hell of it.
Is 5, 10, 13, 19, 21.
Fantastic. You're doing great. You are like hauling ropes. The rain is kind of pattering down, so it's really straining the sails, but pushing you forward at a much more accelerated speed. To address this real quick, your estimated time, your ETA, your estimated time of arrival, is just about within like 2.5 weeks ish. So you'll be at sea for a little bit. You know that you have rations. You know that you are well stocked for a voyage that is relatively brief as far as like oceanic voyages go. But you, like, as you are, holding this rope and tightening around your hands, you know that like the sails are so full of wind that you might cut off hours, maybe even a day at this point if this kind of wind keeps up, because it is so persistent and it is just whipping all about. But there is also like this kind of glamorousness that's coming to this, because like there's a little bit of sheen on you from the rainwater, and it's doing great things to your hair, and you're also like really kind of showing off to the rest of the crew. So there is a little bit of inspiration, I think, that you're providing to the crew to work ever harder as well. And Lucy, where would you be during the voyage? Are you the kind of captain that stands at the helm? Are you kind of walking about? Are you in captain's quarters? How do you captain a ship?
I think to start, I walk along the ship and, make sure nobody's lollygagging and all sorts of stuff. But I also considering that we are heading into a very dangerous spot, and we are going to a place where it does say that you might not leave. I think once we are far enough from Nassau, I walk the ship like I normally do, but I take the opportunity to address the crew. And I think what it sounds like is, all right, now, we be going to a place called the Island of the Damned. Now, I know I be asking a lot of you, but our dear Araceli has been cursed, and we do need to fix that. I would go to hell and the depths for all ye. So take that in mind. But, that being said, anybody who doesn't wish to go to the Island of the Damned, I won't be judging you. I'll be thinking twice about you now, but I won't be judging you. I'll knock you off at the next port. But you only have until the next port to make your decision. Otherwise, you're in it for the long haul.
You
Understood?
might get a sick glowing tattoo out of it.
Naomi, now is not the time.
You see a couple of sailors go, "Oh, a cyclo and tattoo? That's not a bad deal. Who was wanting a cyclo and tattoo?"
Plus, you wouldn't get to see the big ass heart of gold. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
leave that part
pacifism.
out. Ugh.
Okay, let's make this a savvy roll.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. And it's 3d6?
46. 46. Plus your savvy
Oh.
score.
Oh, I have a 1. I'm not a very charismatic captain. I'm a very punchy captain. I'm a fighty captain.
I mean, fighting captains can indeed be charismatic in their own ways.
That's
Okay.
that's true. That's true.
All right, I just got a 13. I'm gonna save that reroll because I have a feeling I'm gonna need it.
Okay. With a 13, you do get a few sailors. They're like, "Oh, or okay." But then there is a sailor that steps forward and is, so I suppose what I'm asking is, what is the next port then?
That's a great question. I had the same question. I was like, wait, aren't we going far away?
I don't think the deal was for you, Araceli. I think you're stuck with us.
No, I meant just I had that question when Lucy said it. I was like, can they even leave?
I was
I
making
was-
the assumption that they could. I wouldn't have just said that.
That's
So-
fair. You are heading into.
Can we just insert a port?
We can absolutely say that there is one last port along the way, but this sailor does, stands there, arms crossed. I was talking with the helmsman, and he informed me that he doesn't even know where we're going. So some sort of strange island with a heart of gold. Then do we even?
What is this sailor's name, Derek?
The sailor's name is Mr. Claiborne.
All right. Mr. Claiborne. And you watch as, like, Pig fluffs up a little bit. Pig does not like Mr. Claiborne. Were you not just listening to the speech that I just gave?
I heard you just fine, Captain. I just.
Then
have
you
my
know
cons-
that I said we'd be going to the Island of the Damned. I told you where we were going. You weren't listening.
All right, then, Captain, just wasn't sure exactly where that was, but you seem to have a level of confidence, and we'll have the next port just in case, then.
It's in the Devil's Triangle, right?
Yes, so the next port, as you would be leaving Nassau, would probably be the Spanish Wells. So there is, let's say, the Dunmore town would be the next available port, but that is like your last opportunity at land before where you were going in the center of the Devil's Triangle. It is, I guess I realized this without realizing this. There's fucking nothing out there. Like, there's nothing. I'm zooming in real good here on Google Maps, and it is all blue. So yeah, as soon as you get out of the Bahamas and the Caribbean islands, nothing out there until you reach Bermuda.
Yeah. So I'll just basically reiterate my entire speech
Mm-hmm.
for the crew, and I will do it twice as loud. And I will start off with, and for the rest of you that weren't listening, like Mr. Claiborne here. And I'll, like I said, I'll say the whole thing, and I will end with, we will land specifically at this port, and I will.
Fair enough.
So. And then I will just turn, and I will stare at Mr. Claiborne, who I probably have to look up to stare at.
If you'd like, you could make this speech from the helm so that you get to look down at everybody. Or from the stairs to the quarterdeck where the helm is.
I think the stairs would be more appropriate. Then I'm not getting
That's-
in the helmsman's way.
That's very nice, yeah. Great. So in that case, he locks eyes with you for just a second and then just looks away, looks down, still has his arms crossed, but... All right then, lads. You heard the captain. We're heading to sea then. And nobody addresses him. Just everybody just kind of looks away like, geez, can you believe that guy? Great. As you all head to sea then, your one last stop being Dunmore Town. That's what I said? Yes, Dunmore Town there in the Spanish Wells. And then beyond that, open ocean. Let's go ahead and take our break right there on at least a positive note before more awful stuff happens. So stick around. We will start our giveaway here once we come back from break. That is a giveaway for a free PDF digital copy of Cursed Captains of Cthulhu. And then let's see, we are still sitting at still $315.69. Nice. So once we hit that $400 mark, which you can spice up this game at any time by donating to Lambda Legal, we'll do a giveaway once we hit the $400 mark for a really cool mini painted dragon painted by the fantastic artist Kayla. And stick around, we'll be back. Enjoy our ad reel, and we'll be back in about 10ish. So we'll see you then. Vast and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, a game from Black Cats Gaming. I recommend checking them out. They've got a lot of great stuff there. This is a charity game for Lambda Legal. Lambda Legal does a lot of really great work. So if you are willing and able, both those things being important together, please consider donating to Lambda Legal. And if you do, you can spice up our game. You can provide little bonuses to some of our characters here, because they might need it. That was a pretty low-level fight that they were just in, with one of them going down, another one going down almost on top of that. You will all level up after that. I didn't want to make you all do that on break, but if you would like to have a level up and have the time to maneuver that, by all means, please do so. I did mention in our session 0 that because this is a kind of game feature and only 4 episodes, we're going to be leveling up pretty quickly through this. So if you ever run this game, which you might have the ability to do here, I'll talk about that in a second, you might want to run leveling up a little bit slower. There is experience points way of doing that, or there's also the story mode way of doing that. So speaking of playing this game, let's go ahead and get a giveaway started for a free digital PDF copy of Cursed Captains of Cthulhu. You can enter with the term cursed, I believe is what we're using. Yeah, you can enter that in chat. So we'll announce that at the end of our stream, towards the end, right before we do, or probably while we're doing our personal shoutouts. So yes, if you would like to play this game, add this game to your digital game library, please enter the term cursed in chat, and you can enter your name. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and jump back into things. So where you are right now, leaving Nassau, pull up my actual world map, it is only going to be about 5-ish days, maybe about 6 days until you would reach Dunmore Town. The Spanish Wells aren't that far from Nassau. They are an extension of civilization, but really, if anything, they're a sandbar. They're a chain that's kind of linked together, a few bridges here and there that kind of pull together these ramshackle towns. Nassau began as, a pirate haven of tents and ramshackle buildings, but has kind of grown into this small kingdom of sorts for the Brethren Court. The Spanish Wells are still that ramshackle, buildings made from flotsam and jetsam, tents cast out on the sandy shores, a few forts here and there. Nassau also benefits from a large military fort, but those forts are not occupied by traditional militaries anymore. The Spanish Wells are mostly occupied by pirates and Spanish expatriates. So all the same, you would be able to reach it in about 6 days. So in those 6 days, is there anything in particular you all would be looking to do? Okay. Then travel is pretty normal. You all have been to sea before. It has a level of mundanity to it, but you can occupy your time with card games and dice, and occupy your time with work, reading, drinking, if that happens to be your personal vice. Vices are a popular thing to do at sea when you are stuck in a small space with an inhospitable landscape all about you, a gorgeous yet inhospitable landscape all about you. Perhaps not as gorgeous as the sea and sky seem to have this greenish hue about them, the storm ever persistent above. But you all can find things to do should you want. Play with your animals if that's something that you would like. Are there any particular vices that anybody has? Does anybody lean into that with any of your traits?
Nami is cleaning everyone out in Liar's Dice.
Fantastic. I am a personal fan of Liar's Dice. I think it's a great game. Great. So Naomi is kind of this shark of a game player, and so a lot of the sailors are reluctant, I think probably by day 4 even, to like when Naomi sits down, like there's several of them just stand up like, we're not playing anymore. It's not worth. I don't have anything else, Naomi. You took literal the one picture of my family that I had. It was the last thing that I had. Why do you want that?
I think you had you were writing a letter the other day. Do you still have that?
The one to my son that I've never met?
I mean, if you've never met him, he's not gonna get the letter.
Yeah, I suppose I have that to part. What?
And I mean, you want to win back the photo anyway, so you don't want to stop playing.
I feel like pirates should be more familiar with sunk cost fallacy, just by the point of the name, but this one isn't. So, yeah, a game ensues once again. Anything anybody else would be up to? Or again, any vices anybody necessarily wanted to indulge in their time?
I think Araceli is just making sure the wind is good and we're getting there as fast as possible.
The wind is almost too good, is the thing. Like, when you sail, especially with ships that have traditional sails, there are times when the wind kind of pushes a little bit against you and you have to find a headway, or, I mean, absolutely, there are doldrums that will happen as well. Maybe not as much in the area where you are, but this wind is like straining the ship at times, just ever pushing it forward, and you are just absolutely ripping through the sea at this point, making incredibly good headway. And it seems like the further east you go, the more the wind intensifies.
And I'm not causing that.
You are not. To your knowledge, you are not.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay.
Aristella's just gonna keep that to himself, like, sure, that's fine.
Okay. You all in those 6 days, the 6 days pass, occupied or bored, however you would like to spend them. But before long, you have rounded the Spanish Wells and have found your way to what you would know is the most populated part of the Spanish Wells. There's several other places that might be a little bit closer, but Dunmore Town faces out towards the east. It does have an inlet as well, or a bay that you would be able to access, but you all are headed to sea. There's no sense in going towards the west side of Dunmore Town. Docking at the east will allow you to resupply, drop off any sailors that might want to leave, and perhaps bring more sailors on. So as you reach Dunmore Town, again cast in this grayish green hue from the skies above, the rain pattering down, the whole town seems damp. The tents all about the beach all seem dampened and gray. You don't see a lot of people moving about. You see a couple figures just kind of roaming, but they have hoods pulled up tight over them and kind of seem hunched as your ship pulls into port. Actually, that is a question. Would you like your ship to pull all the way into port, or would you like to dock like a little bit outwards and take a longboat to shore?
Captain.
Is there a reason not to fully dock?
These decisions.
You're the captain!
It's literally your job.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
You volunteered for this!
Well, I guess like above table, my question is like I know that in reality there are some ports where it is not smart for the ship to pull into port. You know, that is why they have that long
Sure.
availability to do that. Obviously, this port is not that kind of port because we're being given the option. So, what I guess is the benefit, other than the fact that if we need to make a headway, we don't have to first swim out to the ship and then, or not swim, but like row out to the ship and then.
For sure. Yeah, the what do I say? Pros and cons to both. The pros to pulling into port fully is that you lower the gangplank and everybody can get off at the same time. You tie your ship off. You might have to pay a fee to dock actually and take up a spot, but typically it's pretty minimal, especially in a place like this, which sees a lot of traffic anyway. Or presumably does. It's not. This is definitely not a bustling port by any means. Most of the ships here have their sails reefed. You don't really see a lot of movement even along the ships, although you can see upwards of 7 that are kind of all docked along here as you are getting closer. And they range from sloops to brigantines. Nothing. There's no frigates or anything here. So the nice thing, yes, you're closer. You can offload goods if you are doing that, and you can get everybody on and off pretty quickly. The downside to that is other people have better access to your ship. If you are, trying to make sure that you can set a guard and all that, but people can just walk on and off, and your ship's right there. More people will have access to it. The benefit to weighing anchor, not weighing anchor, but dropping anchor a little bit further out in the bay and then using a longboat to get in is your ship is better protected from anybody on land, but you can only take groups of people at a time on the launches, on the longboats. So if you're just taking a small group of people, there's that. But then the other thing is, like, I guess if you need to make a quick getaway, perhaps docking is not the fastest because you'd have to detach all the ropes. You have to pull it out of the dock. You have to turn it. You have to get it out to sea, as opposed to getting a longboat and going straight out there.
So I'm thinking probably would be better to just dock the ship because it's not like we have anything valuable yet. We haven't, gone on our adventure as of right now. And
other than Guppy, the most valuable thing on our ship.
Not to mention, the very important, treasure map we have.
Oh, that's on the captain's person. That's not going anywhere. So that doesn't have to. I say let's just dock the ship.
Yeah, we'll have people stand guard.
I can't imagine that we could get into too much trouble. And I mean, the whole point is really to offload any sailors that don't want to go and to maybe restock some supplies and then probably leave, because the sooner we can get to the island, the better for Araceli.
Yep, that's still there. Not getting too much worse, but
still glowing? Did it get any cooler looking?
Oh, I know I need to draw something here.
Did it get cooler looking?
I don't know, did it?
That feels like a subjective thing. I'll leave that to you. Do you think it's cool in the first place?
No.
Yes.
Okay, probably not then.
It's probably gotten maybe a
Sorry.
little bigger.
Yes to Amaya, no to Val. I want to respect, again, the subjectivity of it all. It's not gotten actively worse, like, that you've noticed, but I will say, like, as you hold up your hand, you take a look, no roll needed. You seem to recall the last time that you saw the blackened veins, almost angular in a way. It's not really like, they're not extending directly through your veins, but they have sharp angles to them. They almost look like geometric in a sort of way as they extend down your arm from your hand. They've fully extended the tips of your fingers. Even your fingernails seem to have discolored from them. But you could have sworn that the last time you saw them, they were about mid-forearm, and now they've almost reached your elbow, the break in your arm. So they seem to be growing.
It's getting worse.
Still sounds pretty rad.
The free nail polish is kind of fun.
See, Kayn is missing out. He would have loved that.
Hey.
I would have. It would have been nice.
I'm not going to try to transfer it to you, but it is...
Just one high five. I just want to see what would happen.
No.
Yeah.
Amaya is really angling for the part of the Cursed Captains of Cthulhu.
We had our curse counter go up by 1 last episode. I need it to go up again. We gotta stay consistent.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure we will have other opportunities.
Oh boy.
Curse counter is so funny.
So you've docked. The gangplank has been dropped, and are there any goods you want? I mean, you haven't really brought anything on board that you wanted to sell, but is there anything in particular you would like to purchase? As there are shops that are closer to the docks themselves. Again, kind of just shacks that you would be able to access. But is there anything in particular you wanted to add to your ship or your personal belongings?
How many of our crew is
Leaving.
taking their leave?
That's a good question. Amaya, why don't you go ahead and roll me a d6?
Oh no. I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Oh.
So 6 of your crew, out of what we'll say 15, just as soon as the gangplank is dropped, a few of them tip their hats. It's been, thank you for goodbye, and they walk off into the sands, tucking their coats about them as the rain continues to beat down. But yes,
the family
6 of
photo.
yourselves.
You take everything so serious.
One of them's crying. Yeah. So with 6 sailors lost now, you could technically sail your ship. You're just not. You don't have a lot of opportunity for breaks now. There's not a lot of flexibility with your crew.
Well, at least we have wind.
You do.
I can't imagine that we would need more than basic supplies that we can call above table, but I know I personally don't need to buy anything for my character. I don't know about the rest of y'all. So I think Lucy probably would just go into port and try to get some sailors looking for work. And same thing with the rest of the crew, upfront about where we're going, so that they know what they're getting themselves into. I don't need a mutiny on my hands. You didn't tell us. So.
Okay. Going into port then, or going into the town itself, you make your way through the beach. The sand kind of dampened a decent bit from the rain, and you can see that there's runoff coming in these little streams that are kind of just extending towards the ocean in this downward sort of flow outwards. The tide extends, retracts. It definitely doesn't have the low tide sort of smell. There's that salt smell in the air, as well as that kind of petrichor-esque scent that carries as well. But there's something sour about it. The storm doesn't have that relaxing summer rain sort of smell. It has almost like a rotting meat sort of smell hidden underneath it. But making your way into town, is anybody else going? I should ask that, or is it just Lucy?
Oh, Naomi's definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, so it came probably.
Okay.
I guess Araceli would probably just follow them and see.
You learn not to split the party. That's really great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we've learned that, and plus someone's got to keep an eye on Naomi. So I mean,
I need my squad of babysitters.
We learned 2 lessons. That's really great. Okay.
Naomi's looking for trouble.
Yeah, Araceli would go
course it
just
would
to
be.
be sure she doesn't cause that. She's like, oh my god.
And I will point this out to the GM, just because the comment was made in the description about pros and cons for leaving the ship, is that I do appoint some guards.
Yes.
And I do promise them each a doubloon if they are successful in keeping ruffians off my ship.
Great. Okay. So a couple of guards are left there. Again, it hasn't been that long since you've been to port, but sailors are always eager to have their shore leave when it's provided. So a number of the sailors do also come into port with you, with the knowledge that you'll be leaving relatively soon, next morning or in a few hours. What's the thought?
I mean, if it's early on in the day, probably, in a few hours, but if it's later in the day, probably the next morning. Give us time to, give the sailors last hurrah, because we really don't know if we're going to be coming back,
Yeah.
And also, like, I imagine watching Naomi is going to be a full-time job, and we don't know how long it's going to take to get the next 6 sailors replacement, so...
So back on the ship by dawn, and it is a little bit. It's early afternoon, or it's early evening, late afternoon at this point. It's hard to tell with the light in the sky, because it does kind of have this perpetual haze to it. But clocks are available, and perhaps some of you with your navigational skills would have an internal sort of measurement of time. So you would know that you're getting into the town itself, as lanterns are already lit, but seem to be, the ones that are gas are turned up a little bit more to illuminate a little bit brighter. And again, the town seems very quiet. There's not a lot of activity. You can see that there are, shops that have closed up for the evening, apothecaries, general stores. There's residences. You can also see that there is the liveliest place in town is most certainly the tavern. So, and you also would know that that is the most likely place to hire sailors. If you're looking for people with nothing to do, that's the best place for it. So, anything you all want to do? I presume that's where you're all going, but I'm not going to tell you your business. I'm just here to set the scene.
I'm just saying, Captain, if we are sticking around a little bit longer, then we have some time to do, the fight thing that we did before. We make some more money while we're still here. It worked so well last time.
I'm gonna look at the 3 of you, and I think chuckle a little bit at Naomi's suggestion. I'm going to pick up pig and stack them underneath my captain's hat, because we all know how some pirates have superstitions about cats, others do not.
Mm-hmm.
So better safe than sorry. And I'll look at you all and just say, so Kayn, does that mean that you're going to be the one offering up your fist this time round?
Come on.
I have to.
Don't do the weird tentacle thing I saw you do earlier. That's not fair.
What weird?
What do you mean? I mean, you literally used a knife against a 7-foot tall dude, even though you said it was a fist fight. Like, what?
I got permission first. He asked if we were doing weapons, and I said I needed my lucky knife.
In that case, then I refuse.
All right. I mean,
Just go fall
you
down
do
some more
what you want.
stairs.
Just make sure that you're back on the ship at by dawn, and don't get yourselves locked up in the brig. I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to break you out this time.
Are we really splitting the party again? I don't know. We learned this lesson 10 minutes ago.
Look, all I know is that someone needs to keep watch over this one, and he just like side eyes Naomi and was like, "Someone's got to keep watch over her."
I'm staying with both of you. Both of you cannot be from my sight without dying, apparently.
Oh, Kayn
Well,
needs a babysitter too now.
Oh my god,
Both
shut
of you.
up. That was one time, and it was because we found an eldritch being on
We burned a
on,
ship down, and you fell
He
down
burned
some
the ship down.
stairs.
So did you, if I recall correctly.
You fell on top of me.
I'm sorry, no,
Okay.
you were the one who landed on me. I'm sorry, hold on, wait a minute
Okay,
here.
you fell.
This is very
Don't
cute.
talk about that.
But y'all are adorable. But
Not now.
All right.
Focus.
I do recall giving instructions not to be fraternizing on the ship. So whatever this is that's going on between you two, just
This is nothing.
Leave
I
it
don't know
apart.
what you're talking about.
He
That's
was falling
fine.
all over me. I'm just saying.
That's an absolute line, you know it.
I think it's cute, and I don't have the same rule. But y'all need to focus.
Araceli, you're going to be first mate tomorrow morning. So what do you think?
I did just say it was cute. Oh, you mean like what we should be doing?
Hold on, wait.
Hold on, wait.
I was like, I
Rewind that,
ship
re-
it, but hold
Oh.
on.
Rewind a minute. I don't agree to this.
Strike that, reverse it.
This is not up to a vote.
I don't really care what we do so long as these two stay out of trouble.
We're looking for sailors, right?
Aye.
Do we really need more
Then we
people?
go do that.
Do you want to be the one running the ship from dawn till dusk?
I'd really rather not.
Then we're gonna need more people.
And I need to go with you because I'm a good talker. Remember, people like me.
Suppose that's true.
Alright.
I'd
Hold
say
on
swindle
to
them
your
all
need
for
to
all they're
fight
worth.
just now.
Others.
We'll go into the tavern and we'll see who we can get. We'll go from there. Alright?
Aye,
Um,
Captain.
Oh boy.
All right. You approach the tavern. It has a set of double doors to it that open as you are walking towards it. A couple of sailors, again, their hats down, their cloaks kind of pulled about them, walk off into the rain. You notice that it is called the Cangrejo Cuchillo, which those of you who speak Spanish would know means knife crab. And on the sign, you can see that there is a painted image of a crab holding a knife in one of its claws.
That's my new
And
pet. That's the next one. Next on my list.
you already have an opossum.
That's Nami out loud. She's like, I'm getting that one next.
No, you're not.
Yep, I don't know where it is, but I'm gonna find
You just
it.
fight him in the wild.
Coming with us, yeah.
Literally just go
There's-
get a crab and put a knife in its
Maybe
hand.
I'll give Gummy
Yeah.
a knife.
That's like a Pokemon evolution. As you take a crab, you give it a knife, it evolved. You get horseshoe crabs, snow crabs, spider crabs, knife crabs. Yes, the tavern opens, and this kind of the thick air of smoke just hits you as you can smell. There's pipe smoke and just the various forms of tobacco, cigars, and everything else. And so there's this haze in this room as you look around. No music is playing, but there's definitely a din of just discussion, conversation, as the tables seem to be somewhat well occupied. There's a bar that you can see at the far end of the wall. Various bottles line the wall behind a couple of bartenders that are staffed there. And otherwise, every single table has a single candle that is lit in the center, giving a sort of ambiance, but also well illuminating the faces of many of these sailors here. And so nobody necessarily notices as you walk in, but you can see that there's a few tables still available, and otherwise it's decently active in here.
I'm gonna start mingling with the crowd and trying to see if I can get any takers. The three of you just don't be making too many waves. I gonna as I say I am looking directly at Naomi because I'm not worried about Kayn and Araceli.
I am here to help, Captain. I will find the best sailors that this port has to offer.
You barely hear a grunt over the din, and I think that is when I will basically disappear into the crowd and just kind of do the mingling and chatting thing as opposed to trying to make a big announcement if this tavern is already deep in discussion kind of thing.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an accuracy roll while you are listening out for what's being heard, the scuttlebutt.
Okay. I have a 12.
Okay. It's a 12 is decent enough to pick up on like surface level conversations. And what you are picking up on the most is that the storm seems to be persisting. Rolled in just about, what would that be? 6, 7-ish days ago. Seemed to pass through this area and really hasn't stopped. And so a lot of the ships in port are hesitant to go out to sea this far out, and goods really haven't come across in a little bit. So there's rumor of ships that haven't made it into port that were due, that are now are overdue by about a week. And there's talk of what could have what could have taken them out. Was it the storm, or was it something that's in the storm? There's talk of krakens and other large beasts. The general kind of rumors that extend. Now, that is to say, the krakens are real. In that is a, verified thing. They have washed ashore. People have brought back parts of them. People have killed one or two, maybe. At least they say they did. But they're definitely one of those things that an average ship would struggle to compete against. And so if these ships are running through the Devil's Triangle and they're encountering something big, they're not really making it out of that. But then there's the hazards of the storm itself, that it said that you can't really get too much further into the Devil's Triangle before the seas become pretty inhospitable. Yeah, that's most of it. So you get a lot of, again, very much like Nassau, you're getting a lot of sailors who are eager to do something, unable to do anything, and so they are turning to vice and boredom, with left to their own devices.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting out my search with those that are less in their cups.
Okay.
Or you seem to be holding their liquor well, if need be.
Okay. In that sense, let's call this we could call this a savvy roll if you want, if you're trying to determine who might be more uh, easy, more able to take their feet. Or we could also call this another accuracy roll if you're trying to kind of get the general reading on people as to whether they are. Or actually, you know what? We could even call this a seafaring roll, as you would know what a competent sailor would look like as a captain. I could consider it all three of those with different kind of skills leading you towards the same answer.
Okay, so say that again. It was savvy, accuracy, or what?
Seafaring.
Let's go with savvy.
Okay.
$14.
Okay. I think your eyes are going to go over to a table that it's one of the longer tables that has a number of sailors sitting at it. They're not really conversing too much around with each other. There's a couple of them. They're kind of having a conversation. But you do see that there's a small handful of them, and seem to be probably on their first drinks, if they are, or maybe on their second one, but they are handling it pretty well.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do a quick glance back to see if I can see the rest of the crew, make sure that, just do a quick check that nobody's gotten into trouble already, and then I will approach the table.
Okay. Has anybody gotten into trouble?
I don't know, Naomi.
Naomi is going to, presumably there's some sort of game going on.
Oh, yeah.
And she's kind of inviting herself, taking a seat and joining in.
Cards, dice, checkers, chess. What's going to be most attractive to her?
It's always Liar's Dice is her personal favorite.
Okay. Yeah, huddled in the corner with a wooden cup, and you can hear that very familiar rattle of dice. And you walk over and they yell Yahtzee, and you realize that you need to go to the other table. They're actually playing Liar's Dice. And as you approach, they all kind of look up at you, and this is a ragtag group of individuals. Do you need something, lass?
Is the seat taken? And she sits down.
It was, but...
Well, they must have lost out earlier. What's the buy-in?
Well, that depends how much you got.
A lady never tells.
All right. Doubloon.
Sure. And she is taking this opportunity. She's like paying attention to everything. Particularly who's winning, who's losing, and like what their strategies are in the games and is using that to, at least in her mind, determine how would that translate to being a good sailor. This is how she makes, this is how she's like doing a personality test based on Liar's Dice.
Yeah, let's call this savvy.
Araceli's just like lurking in the background at this, just paying attention to Naomi, making sure that she's not getting into shit. But other than that, letting it play out.
Or Araceli.
2 rerolls because I play Liar's Dice. Cool. That's 10, 15, it's 18.
Great. You're getting a really good read on all these individuals. You can tell, I'm going to say with an 18, you can tell, especially in this first round, who is lying as it kind of comes around to you, and you're able to navigate your own truths or untruths pretty well on top of that. Let's cut away as you seem to be winning this back to Lucy. Lucy, you approach this table, and a couple of the eyes shoot up towards you. We've described how Lucy is a little bit shorter, but also like much more put together, like visually, than a lot of pirates. She has a captain's sort of air to her as she walks in. So as you approach, a few eyes shoot up, and these are a few mask-presenting, a few femme-presenting sailors sit there. They have their tin cups. They just look at you expectantly.
So, sounds like you've been a bit bored the past 7 days. Would I be correct in that?
One of the mask-presenting sailors looks back and forth at the others. He has a like dark brown beard that's been kind of pulled to a point, and he's balding a little bit, but he has kind of a little bit of hair on top, a little bit more on the sides. Medium-sized fella. Yes, it has been a little bit boring. What's it to you?
I just so happen to be looking for some fillers from a crew. Might you be interested?
That depends. Are you looking for just bodies to throw at a problem, or are you looking for skilled sailors?
I mean, skilled would be preferable. I do have a ship that does need tending. I don't like slackers on my ship.
Well, I guess that would, as far as skill goes, include me, but maybe not you. And he kind of elbows the guy next to him, who spills his drink a little bit as he does. Sure. Standard pay, standard expectations. What sort of ship? Are you hauling? Are you smuggling? Pirating?
We're heading to the island of the damned.
Spits out his drink as he's taking a sip.
Yeah, it would be worth the trouble if you're willing to take the risk.
He's thinking, and you can see that the ale is fighting his cognitive abilities here. He's not drunk by any means, but there's like he's trying to bridge those neurons, and there's like a little molecule of alcohol that's just right in the way. Like, they can't get there. Go ahead and roll me a savvy check.
Definitely doing my inhibitions say hell yes, but my brain is saying wait.
Yes. There's a thought I'm trying to find, and it's an important one.
Okay, I am gonna use my reroll
Mm-hmm.
that I have just because I got a lot of ones on that one, and I kind of want this to succeed. All right, that's better. All right. 17.
That thought connects. Why not? I did not think I would live this long in the first place. I am happy to join. And this my friend, Randolph, he will also join. And I do not know these individuals, but yes, he like snaps his fingers at them. Hey, you want to be hired? Make gold. And they just kind of like look up, look at you, shrug. Why not? Very well. Then you have 4 sailors. 4 more than you did before. What is the name of your ship?
What? The ship.
Yes.
It's currently in review.
That is a long ship name.
You have no idea. All right, I'll describe the ship and say, we set sail at dawn, you're not there, we're going to leave without you.
All right. Well, do you need me to sign anything? Any sort of mark of employment or any sort of assurance that I will not mutiny, murder, or otherwise have any dereliction of my duties?
Do you plan on having a dereliction of duties?
I mean, I don't plan to, but surprises
happen.
happen. It is what, a Wednesday? I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I suppose I'm going to be on your ship, but, you play it day by day. Are you planning on doing anything that would cause me to want to mutiny? I guess that's a question for you.
I think I kind of nod my head back and forth to imitate like I'm thinking. No, I don't think you have to be worried about that, but knowing what you're going in at full risk, I suppose that we can have you sign a contract when you come aboard. Aboard, whatever.
That sounds good to me. I am, I suppose, first mate? Yeah? No, probably not. Dmitry Petrov, at your service. This is my friend Randolph Knox. He talks when he is spoken to, and again, I do not know these individuals, but we are 4 of the finest sailors I am sure that you have ever brought aboard your unfortunately named ship. Or unnamed ship. I'm actually not sure if you were being literal.
I will look at Randolph, and I will look at the 2 other unnamed, and I said, Are you agreeing to this too? Or are you just gonna do what Dimitri says?
Randolph looks up. He's like, everything about him seems slicked back. He's very slim. His hair is slicked back. It's like, it's not greasy, but it has like a sheen to it. His face is just a little pockmarked, a little bit of stubble. He looks like he shaved maybe a few days ago. And this very kind of angular jaw, and he looks up and he goes, I do most things that Dimitri tells me. It's gotten me this far, and I haven't really questioned it too much, so yes, I suppose that I'm going to sail upon your damned ship. I don't mean that as an insult, I meant it mostly as a descriptor. And the other 2 just look over and they go, well, we had nothing better to do, so sure. Why not?
Alright, same rules apply. Be at the ship at dawn, sign a contract before we set sail, and if you're late, you're being left behind.
They all just nod. Real quick, you are quartermaster, since you are doing hiring, yes?
No, I'm your bloody captain, and remember it well. And then I will turn and disappear into the crowd.
I didn't even get her name. That is good. Okay. Naomi, Liar's Dice is going well and poorly, because with any gambling game that you are successful at, you are going to be attaining gold and not attaining friendships. Is there anything in particular you'd like to be doing to mend the unfriendliness that comes with winning round after round, as you seem to be doing? I will also say, if you'd like to roll a d6, that is how many more doubloons you will have gained at this point. Actually, let's make it 2d6. I think that's fair with enough people that are playing.
I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Okay, so 11 more doubloons have been added to your coffers,
Yeah.
and there are scowls at the table now.
So the entire time she's making a very pleasant conversation as she's playing. Like it's almost to them it might seem like she's not even paying attention to the game. Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And what she's paying attention to is who else is engaging with her in conversation and like kind of matching her energy despite horribly losing, and who is making very risky decisions but isn't stupid. So like in a combination, like is speaking with her in like a well enough mannered, but that doesn't super matter. Mostly just not dumb when talking and makes big risks is who she's trying to kind of pick out.
Yeah. Yeah, there are two people there that are kind of sitting across from each other. They have this weird thing going on of like kind of pushing against the other one, and like you seem to be benefiting from their animosity, maybe sexual tension, perhaps. But you've identified that the best presenting person's name is Stanford, the femme presenting person's name is Dixie, and they seem to be kind of like anytime that Dixie kind of raises the stakes, Stanford will raise the stakes even more, and you seem to be kind of picking up on that enough that you can benefit from their hubris in a way. But they're not dumb by any means. They are making smart moves.
If not for the drama alone, Naomi wants these people on the ship. And so when I don't even think she waits for like a proper ending to the game. I think at some point it just seems like she's gotten bored, and stands up and basically offers them an invite. It's like, yeah, we're taking a trip to Island of the Damned. If you fancy yourselves sailors.
Araceli just face palms in the background.
We're looking for sailors.
Dixie stands up and she
I
goes,
mean, you can make your coin back.
Dixie goes, you know what? I've never been one to turn down a gamble. Fuck it. Island of the Damned. Let's do it. I'm fully on board. Or at least I will be. And Stanford stands up and he goes, you see, I knew you'd pull shit like that. I knew you would. And see, I was going to say I was going to be on that ship, but I ain't going to be on board if you're not, or if you're there. And she goes, oh, so you couldn't sail if I was there? Is that what you say? Are you so inept that you can't sail if I was on board? And he goes, you know what? I'm going to prove to you I can sail with you there in spite of you. God damn it.
Naomi's like, it turns to Araceli and is like, this is awesome.
Araceli's like, just this already. What is happening?
We need them. Yes.
Stanford's like, listen, I know all the knots. I know all of them. Overhand, and
there will be a test.
Good. I'll pass it. I'll pass it more than she will.
Awesome. This is our first mate, Araceli.
Oh, am I? Oh, yep. That's definitely what I am. Yes. If you would like to join us, I'm sure our captain would love that. Excellent first mate.
You'll love our captain. She's great.
Fine. I mean, that's great. I'm just doing it to piss her off, honestly. Just, you wish you would piss me off. It doesn't. I don't care. I don't care about you.
You two need to share, like, a bunk bed or something.
It is kind of a like shared bunk space, so you know.
Do you need to be put next to each other? Well, this arguing
or opposite ends of the room.
Yeah.
I mean, I can share better than she can. I'll prove that.
All right, they only get one bed. There we go.
Okay, yeah, we only need one.
The friendship shirt.
Great.
This is my friendship tunic.
Awesome. Kayn, we've recruited some new sailors. You'll love them. They're awesome.
It's a word, but yeah.
You muted, bud.
Define awesome.
Dixie and what was your name again?
Stanford. Awesome.
Stanford.
Better than Dixie. That's how you remember.
I see.
That's how I would define awesome. Stanford and Dixie.
Can I just point out, Derek, that you lost a real opportunity to call this person Win?
I am aware of that. Yeah.
Okay.
There was so I have a my fantasy name generator for pirates because I can only come up with so many names in a week for different games. And when Dixie came across, I was like, you know what? The South still wasn't very great at this point, and there's definitely something where I didn't want to lean too hard into any other Dixie-esque tropes. So that's why Stanford's the southern one. There's a little peek into my brain. Great. So you have 6 sailors in total. You have made up your loss at this point. What's is that where we're gonna call our time in the tavern, or is there anything else any of you wanted to do?
I don't have anything. You guys.
By recruiting these two, Naomi has temporarily satisfied her thirst for chaos.
For now.
Oh god.
For now.
Glad she satiated for the moment.
I think Araceli's gonna see like this one Quetzal feather being like gambled around, like just on a table, and like just sort of wind float it over to themselves and take it if possible. See if I can pull that off.
Yeah, let's call that a harness roll.
Can it be
Naomi's whole
literally
thing.
anything else? Can I abjure?
Could be abjure.
Cindy?
Let's say abjure. Yeah.
You kind person to make me use a 0 harness.
It's simply not a protective sort of thing, but you are manipulating the wind. You are a Windcaller to get this feather over to you. So I could say it's abjure.
Okay, that's 2 6s and 2 3s.
Okay, so
Plus 4.
12 and 6. Okay. So yeah, you see this Quetzal feather kind of being, it's very vibrant in this somewhat, well illuminated room. All this kind of yellow light cast all about. It seems to glint almost and stand out from the drab sort of coloration of the wooden tables and the black and gray and white and earth tones of clothing that's often here. So any break in color seems to stand out all the more. And there's a little pot of gold, not literal pot of gold, a pot as in gambling, a little pile of gold. And this feather just kind of sits softly on top. And just when everybody's kind of looked down at their cards, a little wind cast from you brings the feather over. Cool. You've acquired that. Yeah. What's the plan? Is the plan to head back to the ship or stay the night in the tavern?
Well, Araceli is going back to the ship, and they're done with the. So they're like, I'm leaving. I'm going back to my brooding. This is Kayn's job, but my brain is full.
Yeah, I've
That
got
can be a
contracts
job.
now to write up and have ready as if they were ready all along. So
Okay. Walking back to the ship. Are you all walking together? Araceli, you feel... Actually, let's do a roll for this. Give me a... Let's make this an abjure roll, which I know you've got pretty good at.
That's 3 3s and a 6, and then plus 4.
So 9, 15, and then... Okay,
Or-
so 18 in total. Okay, pretty good. You are not compelled, but you do hear in your head, actually, not even like in your, it's not an audible thing. It's more of like a feeling, a pull. As you're kind of walking through the town in the rain, the grayness, the green grayish hue, you feel a draw towards one of the tents that are on the beach. It's darkened, but it's just like this nagging thought, this intrusive thought. As you look over and you see that the tent flap just kind of seemingly just opens with the wind a little bit, and while the rest of your group is headed towards the ship, it might give you a little bit of pause. Like I said, not fully compelled, but something seems to call you towards it.
Araceli's gonna get Lucy's attention and like point at that tent and be like, I don't know.
Might have cool stuff in it. I'm down.
I think I'll cross my arms, look at Araceli and say, I mean, you're the only one who can control what you're up to. So, do you want to go check out the tent?
Mostly just don't want to leave anyone alone. And I don't want to do this on my own if there's something scary in there that might, say, be a mangler or something.
I will look at Kayn.
The less we talk about the thing, the better, please.
Kayn is so over it. I'll gesture like a, after you kind of thing. And I'll follow behind.
I think Araceli's gonna look at Naomi and be like, "You're the stealthy one. Would you like to take a peek in there first?"
Absolutely. I thought you would never ask.
I'm like, be the chaos you were born to be.
Absolutely. That's exactly what she's gonna do. Let's stealth over and get as close as she can to be able to see inside.
Okay. Yeah, Naomi, let's say, what's stealth? Stealth is probably, I think stealth is savvy.
I think
So
it is.
go ahead and make a savvy roll.
Awesome. Um, 16.
Okay. The precipitation seems to drown out your footsteps already on the beach, so there's like a cushioning that happens as well in the sand. You approach this tent. It's drab canvas. Stands upright, the tent flap kind of just blowing softly in the breeze. It seems dark inside the tent, and as you push closer and closer towards it, you can't see anything moving inside. The darkness seems impenetrable in a way inside this tent that like there's no light out here on the beach. I mean, it is nighttime, or close enough to it that there's no real light in the sky, and it's pretty dark with the clouds on top of that. So there's no moon, no stars, but there's no form of light emanating from within. Can't hear you.
Would she have anything on her that could make light?
I would say you could reasonably have a candle is maybe something that you might have brought with you, or a match even.
I think a match, yeah. Yeah, I think she'll, do that.
Okay.
She'll just, be, kind of in the doorway and just light a match.
You
She's not
light
entirely
up.
convinced. She's not entirely convinced that there's no one in here.
Okay.
And if there is no one in here, then cool, doesn't matter.
You light a match, and as you hold it up to the opening in the tent, you your hand feels colder. Like there seems to be cold air coming from inside this tent. And the match illuminates just a little bit. You can see a little bit of the sand, but again, this darkness is cavernous in a way that the light of the match does not extend far enough for you to see. Reasonably, you would be able to see the other side of this tent with a match inside of it. It's not that big. You cannot. It is dark beyond within, and you cannot see anything else on the other side. And the match lasts for just a moment before that cold air seems to snuff it out.
Bad vibes. Bad vibes indeed. Oh, how impulsive would she be? She's been so good today.
You deserve a little treat.
He deserves a little treat. And she was given permission. I think she will, like, pause, turn around, and go, bad vibes, and then step in.
No, Araceli's gonna grab this girl by the shoulder and be like, hold that thought. They're right behind her. So
This can be contested if you would like. We can call this we can call this a brawn competition, or we could also say that it would be brawn against savvy. It all depends on whether you want to be quick or whether you want to be strong about this. But if you would like to make this contested, okay, then we can make it a savvy roll, and then Araceli, you can do brawn or you can do savvy
I have
for this.
savvy actually. So.
Okay.
Can Kayn assist? I don't know if we can like.
Let's go.
Yeah, Abhishek, I appreciate it. I think this needs to be a one-on-one thing, just to.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I cannot do math. That's 2 3s, a 4, a 5, and then +2.
Do 6, 10, 15, 17.
I got a 19.
Fuck. Okay.
Okay.
It is not
So-
a deal.
All right, fine. Just please don't die.
Araceli,
Oh,
you
heal.
reach for Naomi. Naomi, you can heal. Dips inside the tent.
I feel like maybe Kayn couldn't help because both Kayn and Lucy just had that parent moment of like looking at each other just as
Yeah,
Naomi
probably.
tries to slip through the tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Naomi, as you pass into the tent, you feel that cold air kind of wrap around you, and instantly everything, there's a pop in your ears a little bit as all of your senses shift dramatically. There's a little bit of shock from every sensory, all of your traditional 5 senses pick up something completely different. The feeling on your skin is suddenly a lot colder than where it was. You were in, somewhat cold rain, but it's a different type of cold. It's a compressing kind of cold, as you can also now hear the dripping of water, not rain-like, but echoing, as it's dark where you are. Darker than even it was with overcast nighttime. And the smell here is, it's close, it's damp, it's mildewy. You can't really see much of anything, but you can taste this almost metallic taste on your tongue, as like with the air that you're breathing in. And again, the air feels warm and close, even though everything else around you is cold. And you hear a voice after a moment. You were not summoned.
You're so right. My bad. She just like stepped backwards.
You step backwards and hit a stone wall.
I'm good to like desummon myself. I could just go. I think I know who you were waiting for. Actually, I can go get them. They had like the mark on their hand, the funky tattoo. It glows sometimes.
They will arrive.
Yeah.
They will come for you.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. So do we just like chill until then, or what's your name? I'm Naomi.
That is the last time your name will ever matter.
Oh,
Araceli's running.
that sucks.
Araceli, where are you running to?
Straight
hear
into
this.
the tent.
You run into the tent and you hit the far side of the canvas wall.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Oh my god.
I think can Araceli just can I do I have basically what is it called? Slashing light. Can I just cut this thing open? We're gonna be very tank made about it.
Yeah.
tent in half. Like,
My first instinct when we approached this tent was just to tear it down, but this is funnier.
that's what I was just gonna tell you to step back, and I was gonna slash it. But this is better.
Way more dramatic.
It is. Okay, so that's what does casting number mean again? Is that I have to get that bare minimum? Is that
Yes.
okay? So it's a 6. I love that for me. So that's definitely more than 6. That's
Okay.
4 plus 6, and then another 4.
Okay. So this is slashing light.
Yes.
Let's see. Make a fist down across your hip as if grasping the hilt of a sword. With a swift movement, you slash upwards and across
The anime
with seemingly nothing in your hand. Yeah.
flashy.
Target is hit with the slash of a sword that never existed but is honed and sharpened out of light itself. You may cast this at a single target. If you successfully cast, you hit a target with a medium range, inflicting 4 burning damage. Great. Okay. Araceli, in a flash of light in this otherwise darkened tent, it's not the cavernous dark that Naomi saw, but still dark all the same. You illuminate all about you words that have been seemingly written in, you're not exactly sure. You don't really have the time to determine, but it's not ink. And you pick up on all of it very quickly. It's your mind picking up on all this information in this flash of light, and essentially it's all repeating. You did not answer the call. You did not answer the call. She will die. Return home. You must return to us. No one ever leaves. No one ever leaves. You didn't answer the call. She will die. She is already dead. You must come for her. All different sizes, different, slightly different fonts, but all like it was etched or scratched into the canvas. And in a slash, the canvas is set somewhat aflame and then just kind of collapses around you, all just falling to the ground as Lucy, you would see just these bits of detritus now all about Araceli, and like a sick magic act, no Naomi within.
What the fuck happened there?
I think I was.
Where's the little
going-
scamp?
Probably on the island. I had to guess. So I was called, and I let her go in first.
That's
Naomi,
cursing.
heading over to you. You feel what you can only assume are hands. They are cold, clawed, and they wrap around your wrists and your upper arms. There's more than a humanoid. They're more than a human would have, so perhaps it is one individual with multiple arms, or perhaps it is multiple individuals, but you don't feel any breath, and they seem to you don't feel any bodies. They seem to extend from the darkness itself, and you feel restrained in a way as this voice says, "They will come for you, and no one ever leaves."
I don't have anything witty to say to that. That was just scary. She's saying this out loud.
And with that, you feel yourself whipped into the darkness, and
My final words.
I don't have anything witty to say. It's pretty good final words, all things told. Okay. Let's go ahead and end there for the night. When we pick up next time.
Absent chat.
This
some
voice
chat.
is gonna find out real quick that Nami's not trapped there. This voice is
They're trapped
there
with
her.
Naomi?
Yeah. She will find out this person's name. Hey, what's your name? What's your name? I'm Naomi. Just the whole time.
Just a hand goes right over your mouth.
Yeah, that's gonna happen immediately.
Should have started there. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us for another session of Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, made by Black Cats Gaming. I have been so lucky to be joined by this fantastic cast. I want to have them go around, say more about themselves and where you can find more of them. And I highly recommend that you do that. So let's go ahead. I know Abhishek had to step away for just a moment. I do want to say that Abhishek does a number of incredible things. You can find socials, Neon Raiden, Neon and then Raiden. So check out Abhishek's stuff. I know that Abhishek is in a number of things on this channel, as well as probably some other stuff too, because Abhishek's a fantastic performer and cannot recommend casting him enough. So you can also find Abhishek in Pride and Wrath, the second part of Pride and Wrath, which is coming up this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m., I say hesitantly. I'll double check that when it comes to our calendar stuff. But yes, we'll have Abhishek in a ton more things guaranteed because, like I said, fantastic. Next up, we have Dex.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dax. I use she, her pronouns. I've been tonight playing Lucy, who also uses she, her pronouns. I am the game master and producer of Roads Uncharted, the first ever, longest running, 3-time award nominated Genesis RPG actual play podcast. We are in our 6th season. You can catch us at simplecast.com or on your favorite podcast app. I do a lot of charity events and teach RPGs on my channel, twitch.tv/DexR19. I actually will be hosting some Cypher games for Extra Life coming up in August, but sooner than that, I will be running a mini-series using the Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars RPG, and the cast will be announced early this week, so keep your eyes peeled on my BlueSky GM Dax for that announcement, and that'll be for the Lupus Foundation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dax. I am very much looking forward to that. I've always wanted to play that game. I'm looking forward to perhaps running it in the future. So I'm excited to see how you run it because you are absolutely one of my favorite GMs. Next up, we have Val.
Hi, that me. I am Val. My pronouns are she, they, and then I've played Araceli. Their pronouns are they, them, and they were supposed to go in the bad tent, and they didn't, and now that's not great for anyone. But you can find me pretty much everywhere at Space Valkyries. I'm trying to do more stuff on YouTube to stream less to help with health stuff. So if you want to check me out on YouTube, it's youtube.com/Space Valkyries, however that is. Anyway. I have forgotten everything that I'm doing in life. So, yep, that's me.
You do quite a lot, to be fair.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I was recently on the Wholesome Direct. So if you want to watch the Wholesome Direct, that already happened. But if you want to watch it, I'm in it. So, yay.
Fantastic. Let's see. We have Amaya, of course. Last but absolutely not least.
Yeah, I've been Amaya, and I've played Naomi, the Chaos Goblin. And what do? I draw stuff. I love drawing for TTRPGs. I made a whole comic based on TTRPG as well that is now available for free on my website. I also have like a physical print version, which is really cool. And I'm in the process of setting up a shop for people to be able to order that if you want to have the whole like actual physical book.
That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. These are absolutely incredible people. Please check them out. Please follow their socials. Support the things that they do. Donate to the causes that they are raising money for. Buy the things that they make. All that kind of stuff. Congratulations to Tangent for winning the Cursed Captains of Cthulhu giveaway. So we have a number of codes, and I'm gonna start keeping a list. So congratulations to Tangent and Ren for winning both of those 2 of the 4 Cursed Captains of Cthulhu PDFs. Thank you again to this fantastic cast. Thank you to you in the audience for joining us. Thank you to all of you who have been able to donate. Lambda Legal is a really important organization, especially, now more than ever, and I feel like I say that with a lot of charitable organizations, but, it's the world we live in. But Lambda Legal is a US-based legal organization that works to create laws, to put out information. They do a lot of important work, especially when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community and communities of people who live with AIDS and HIV. So legislation that works to promote equality and benefit those groups often has Lambda Legal directly involved with it. So your donations go towards a great cause. They are a nonprofit, and every dollar helps. But you can always influence some of our games if you did want to spice things up just a little bit. So always bear that in mind. You can donate at any time with the Tiltify link, not just when games are playing. Whatever you donate just gets paid forward to whatever the next game is. So keep that in mind. I'm Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I've been your GM for this game and many games here on Sword and Key, as I am the sword half of Sword and Key. Sword is my real last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. Thank you for asking. So for Sword and Key stuff, you can find everything at beacons.ai/Sword and Key. You can find all of our links, Twitch, YouTube. If you're going to be watching any of our streams, you can find links to our affiliates. We have a number of fantastic affiliates like Eldritch Foundry. They make custom minis, no matter how weird and wild and normal and mild your TTRPG character might be, you can make a mini of them. They've got some really great Father's Day stuff. If you want to make like your dad's character, I don't know, maybe your dad's a nerd, mine's not, but that's fine. But you can make custom minis. You can have, they have really cool let's say mounts. They have really cool like accessory things. There's one that's like a giant sandworm or an armored bear or a giant mechanical spider or like the head of a dragon that, like, if you have a Dragon Slayer character just like hanging off the side of it, it's pretty great. So check them out. Use code Sword and Key for 10% off your first purchase if you're going to be purchasing anything there. They also just introduced VTT stuff. So if that's something you'd have interest in, they now have accessibility for that. We're also affiliates with Long Dog Dice. The wonderful Jen, who plays in our Horizons Call game, is an incredible dice maker and has made a number of beautiful dice, especially, personally, I'm a little biased, the Horizons Call dice, which I suppose you could call the Cursed Captains of Cthulhu dice, because, hey, it's a pirate game. But they are this beautiful shade of blue with little flakes of copper. They do have the Sword and Key logo on the D6. That is optional. But you can pre-order those right now, or you can find any of the other beautiful dice sets that you're guaranteed to find something that you love on her shop. She also does take commissions if there's something that's like really close to being what you love, but not exactly there. She has some new Dragonborn dice with all like the different scale types, and she's making even more of those, and they're really cool. You can use code Sword and Key for 10% off your first purchase there. We are also affiliates with Hit Point Press. Make Hubblewood and Griffin's Saddlebag and animated spell cards and tons of stuff. They have music and VTT stuff and comics and plush and minis and yes, tons of stuff. Use our affiliate link if you're going to be purchasing anything from them. Also on the beacons, you can find links to our charitable organizations. Again, Lambda Legal, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, Kayn Campaigns for Independence. All the links are listed there. Also, last thing, I have links to our podcast, Monster Crush. It's a podcast I do with my friend LD. We talk about different cryptids, creatures, miscellaneous monsters from myth and how switchable they are. We will have a new episode coming out this Sunday, but we have over 100 episodes to get through. 100 episodes to get through. So you got a good backlog to get through. If you like monsters, if you like hearing about monsters, or if you happen to be teratophilia, into some teratophilia, which is monster love, then you're guaranteed to find something you love there too. Okay, let's look at our calendar in brief, and we've got a lot of stuff this month, so I'm really only going to touch on probably this week, and I have to have a calendar open somewhere, right, with these thousands of tabs that I have. I might not, though. That might be the first time. Okay. Let's see. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time, we have the return of Fragments of Lost. That is our Rangers of a Broken World game that's run by Angela, Phoenix 24 Femme. They are raising money for Trans Lifeline. On the 18th is at 4 p.m. is Pride and Wrath. So that is 4 p.m., not 5:30, like I said before. That is the game that Abhishek is going to be in. That is part 2 of 2. That is run by the wonderful Alex, and that is in support of Lambda Legal. It is a 5e game where the description was a demagogue has come to town offering simple solutions to complex problems, and apparently the demagogue also has an army of red caps with him. So, fun stuff. I think it's just getting out that really good religious trauma. So if that's your vibe, definitely check that out. The 18th is also Jen's birthday. So again, if you're going to be buying something from Long Dog Dice, do a little gift for yourself, a little gift for Jen. On the 19th, which is Juneteenth, if that should be something that's important. If you're not already going to a march or anything important for that day, definitely hang out with us at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time for Under Blue Moon Part 3 of 4. That is our camp slasher game, and that is also raising money for Lambda Legal. And then on the 20th at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we have a one-shot of Monster of the Week, Blood and Sand, that's being run by Baker. And then at 6 p.m. Pacific time, we have our Pride Paint Night with Kayla, where Kayla will be painting some of those Pride dragons that we'll be doing giveaways for. You can still, I believe, vote on which Pride flag the dragons should be painted as in our Discord. So you should check that out. And then we are going to be doing giveaways for those Pride dragons once we hit different markers for our fundraising. And then on the 21st at 3 p.m. Pacific time, we have the return of Horizon's Call. This, however, is a pre-recorded episode. It is a character spotlight with Mare's character, Acacia, who is our Soul Knife Rogue Centaur Star Druid. I mixed those up, but a complex character with some complex relationships, and so this character spotlight really addresses a lot of those. So, stuff to look out for this week, even more coming up. Our Discord has a lot of great stuff, a good place to keep track of it. All the events are listed there, as well as our calendar. And then we also do movie nights on our Discord that every other week. So we'll have a movie night next week. Okay. I believe that is it for tonight. So take care of yourselves. Take care of others. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. We'll see you next time. We'll see you next week, hopefully sooner. And in the meantime, fair winds and following seas, brave mariners.